H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Chop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today, Chris Walker will be in the building. He's prepping up a few things for CBS Sports, and he will come on in the building a little bit. I think Jim is traveling. I think he told y'all yesterday he's traveling. I don't know if he'll get off in time, but we're going to work it out. But guess what the day is? The day is Women Rock Wednesday. And I like to just, my favorite day, Women Rock Wednesday. The women's basketball is going. We're going to talk about everything today. I got a couple of things I want to share with y'all. It's, I'm always going to have something to share with you. But let me first go and look at the top of this feed, and let's recognize our starting 5 women today. We're going to recognize our starting 5 women first, and then I got something else we're going to do. First of all, Sonya Billingsley. Madonna, where you been, Madonna? We miss you. Madonna Johnson, Mate Cora. Who else we got? Dale Griggs, Anissa Veal. Oh, my girl's right there at the top. I ain't have too many guys to skip over. And my 6th person of the day is Karen Thomas is in the building. Let me keep going down. Let me see. Kim Jackson's in the building. Tammy Allen's is in the building. Who else in the building? Brandy Nickerson is in the building. Hold on. Let me talk to my girl. Tori, what's up, baby? Tori Raspberry's in the building. Who else? Hold on. Let me see. Where my girl? I see what we need to do right now. What's up, Bob? I know what we need to do right now. Let's share. Let's like. Let's text. Text, tell, call and tell your friend right now, whatever. Chop on right now. It's Women Rock Wednesday. Text, tell, share, and subscribe. Oh, my man, John Urie's in the building on Women Rock Wednesday. Wow, John, I might need you. Mindy Collins. Okay. Whew. I feel better now. Mindy's there. I'm good. I got my girls here now. So fellas, I'm good. But do me a favor and share the show right now, everybody. I think I'm about to do it. I think I did it already, but I'm gonna do it with you. We participation. I just shared it. Everybody share it, and let's subscribe if you're on YouTube. Like it, Derek Johnson. I know you like it every day. Women are the greatest trait, boy. Me and John Urie, I told y'all, John Urie, a very, very bright man. That man just said women are our greatest treasures. Boy, we think just alike. But y'all, let's get it. Who was that said let's get it up there? Let me see who else. Matt Verdon here. What's up? That's Corey. Corey said let's get it. Matt Verdon all the way from Atlanta. Man, you know what? Young guys like that, man, I'll just be so proud of them. when like I say, when I see him rise up through the ranks and put yourself in a position of power. I mean, I just love it. You know how I love to see that. Chris Walker he coming on already. I thought he was gonna come on. He on already. He is. see, Chris Walker's on Eastern time, y'all. He one of them Eastern time guys. So when he tell me 1 o'clock, I'm thinking he talking about my 1 o'clock. He talking about his 1 o'clock. So it's 1 o'clock there. But let me tell you, let me bring this living legend on the line. I'm gonna tell you, y'all can say what you want about this dude. This guy here is. Let me see. I'm gonna bring him on I'm gonna add him to my right. He on the phone. Let me get him back off then. Watch how quick I get him back off there, y'all.
Hold on, stay there.
Look how quick I get him back off, y'all. Y'all know I don't play.
Let me call you back, man.
I'll wait till he get off the phone. Okay. I guess he's back. And guess what? It's just a click of the button. Watch this. He's back. What's up, Doc? What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. What's good with you?
Man, I'm good. Let me turn up my volume so I can hear you a little bit. Chris, I just want to share some stuff. Let me, I have to do my little monologue, and I saw some things last night. We're at the doorstep right now, the men's and women's Final Four, right? Right. The NC, but I thought about this, y'all. The NCAA, they needs Baylor and Gonzaga to be in the finals. Because you remember they got canceled. And I'm talking about the NCAA. I ain't talking about y'all. I ain't talking about the fans. It got canceled in December, but not so fast. Houston and UCLA might have a little something to say about that. And we got an expert on the show that's been going through these brackets. I don't know if y'all been watching him on CBS Network. He is all right. I just, his jacket's just a little tight. But what's coming out of his mouth, I mean, Chris Walker is one of the greatest. But I'm telling you, Chris Walker, I mean, I can tell you now. I watch it. I tape it and go back and watch it because I've learned so much from you. But I'm gonna let you get in a minute. Houston and Baylor would seem like a national championship game when they play. I mean, because these guys going to go at it. Gonzaga is the winner of the West. Chris, and you can comment on any time. I'm
going to tell them correctly right now in case people from Spokane is watching. It's Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. I call it Gonzaga. I know they told me yesterday it's Gonzaga, but I'm in Houston, Texas, and I don't, okay. Just for the day's purpose, I'll call it Gonzaga. Huh?
I said this on, I didn't say it on air. I said this, I was teasing off air. I said, that's like saying Chris and Christ. It's a big difference to them.
Gonzaga? No, it's not the same, Gonzaga. Chris. It's not the same. Chris and Christ, hell no. Hell no. But Chris, Gonzaga. But Chris, I would go with it. I'll go with it. Hey, when you do, when you know better.
Zags. Call them the Zags.
The Zags. When you do better, when you know better, you do better. Okay? So the Zags. Okay. Pacific Northwest. The longest plane ride of the world. But I've been on that campus. Oh my God. They got an NBA basketball complex up there. Somebody Google it. Go and Google it later. But Chris, UCLA in a shocker winner in the East. Chris, and something unique. They shot under 40% for the field in both of their wins. They shot.
Dogs, man. They dogs, man. They just defend.
They can defend. Okay. Baylor in the South. We got Houston in the Midwest. So, Chris, we have a number 1 seed in the West. We have a 1 seed in the South. We have a 2 seed in the Midwest. We have 11 in the East. Even though it's a brand name team, it's 11. But UCLA, did y'all know UCLA has won 11 NCAA championships? I don't know. A lot of people might not know that, Chris. And for the first time ever, Chris Walker, the Final Four are 3 teams, Final Four of these men's side. There are no teams west of the Mississippi River. No teams east of the Mississippi. No Villanovas, no Virginias, no Floridas, no Florida States. None of these guys. Chris, is it best out west? I mean, what happened to the East?
I mean, they haven't won a champion. The West hasn't won a championship.
Well, we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about them.
Since Arizona. Miles Simon. What year was that? I can't remember what year that was. They haven't won a. Come on, man.
Hey,
West
Chris.
Coast, it's about time.
Zaga. Somebody said Zaga. Okay. Hey, Zags. I'm gonna call him the Zag. I'm gonna be
It's
politically
the
correct
Zags, man. It's the Zags.
today. And Chris, John Muir just put something on. The Big Ten is a rugged conference, not a scoring conference. They beat up each other, but not this year. They didn't have a chance to beat up each other as much this year. They just got beat.
Big Ten's always been a good conference. So
Uh-huh.
don't. My thing is, it's the other team's time to shine, man. They laced them up. UCLA played Michigan State, beat that head in. They played Michigan, beat that head in. Like they laced them up and they beat them.
Yeah.
North Texas beat up on Purdue.
Yes.
Loyola Chicago beat up on Illinois. It's just what it is, man.
But
Them
some
dudes
coaches
showed up
got
and they got
fired
beat.
for that, Chris.
How about this? Oral Roberts beat Ohio State. I mean, like, dude, man, like you show up, they play 40 minutes, they beat you.
Okay.
Guess what? It doesn't matter how rugged the conference is. The conference got to show up.
Right.
They got to show up and play, and they didn't do it.
Well,
so when the years that they do it, we're saying they're the best. The years that we don't do it, we're saying, oh, we're giving them excuse. No, they didn't show up, and that's what happened.
no Big Teams, Jim. They had 9 teams in it, Chris.
And listen, and they got 0 now. And how about this? After the first week, there was only 1 left. After the first weekend, it was only Michigan left.
That's right.
It's crazy.
Right.
So here's my problem with those leagues. So maybe those leagues aren't as good. So my animus has always been, why do you let a team in that's not even 500 in their own conference? Why are they in the NCAA tournament? They're not even 500.
But that's what this thing is about, Chris.
It's about money. So here's my thing, and people may disagree. If you go through an 18-game conference schedule and you win the championship, you should play in the NCAA tournament. But what they do is,
Chris, you done came with that theory. I understand the theory.
So what you're saying is, if Robert Hatter, so see, Robert Hatter, you ain't been on the other side. You just watch us and talk about us on Monday, be Monday morning quarterback. You haven't coached and built a program and deal with them kids and those AAU coaches and those parents and those administrators and win a conference. And then they say, hey, great job, coach. But guess what? You ain't done nothing. You got to go play this weekend tournament. So unless you win this weekend, you really haven't done nothing. That's ridiculous, man.
And I haven't been a college coach, but guess what? I have been a person that watched it enough, and they say if you watch it enough, you can become proficient at it. So
you're saying if you learn how, so what you're telling me is if you learn how to you watch a heart surgeon all the time, you could be proficient operate on the heart.
Yes.
Oh, like you watch enough lawyer shows, you can represent somebody in court. Okay, my bad.
Let me tell you something. If I'm in that operating room watching him enough, how in the hell you thought he learned? He had to go on a
next conversation.
Okay, next one. Okay. I know it. Chris, you can't get me, baby. Hold on. But Chris,
I'm not trying to get you. I'm just trying to be logical. That's
okay.
All.
What I'm trying to figure out, Chris, is no ACC, no SEC, no Big East, no Villanova. Who won the national championship, by the way, y'all, in 2016 and 2018. I was at the one in 2018 sitting right next to said person on the show here with me.
We were in San Antonio. In San Antonio.
Hey, if I watch him long enough, I'll know how to do it, y'all. They tell me not how to. Yes, I would. Okay, all right. Okay. Wait, what's my man name? What's my man who had the blue baby theory, who was played by a Most Def? He wasn't a doctor, but he watched the doctors long enough, and he was able to do it. So y'all get
That's a movie.
But hold up.
That's a movie.
But
that's a movie.
No, it's real life. No, it's real life.
I understand that. I understand that, but there's a lot they leave out.
Hey, before y'all make comments, y'all better do your history. He wasn't a doctor, but he helped those babies from stop dying. He wasn't a doctor, but he did more than the doctors could do. So okay. But let me, when y'all say something, y'all know I got something to say about it. I'm sorry. But Chris, let me get back to this. What I'm thinking about the West Coast Conference, who's the Zags are in. The Pac-12 hadn't been getting no love. The American hadn't really been getting no love. And I think it's a great thing. Basketball, I think it's just great basketball everywhere. and and guess what I went and did, Chris? I looked at it and compared the teams. Uh, because this 2021 Gonzaga, you help me out, Chris, because y'all be on TV talking about this. I think Andy Katz talked about this. I compared Gonzaga, the 2015 Kentucky, the 2005 Illinois, the 96 Kentucky, the 92 Duke, and the 90 UNLV. Okay? UNLV, Duke, and Kentucky all won national championship. Illinois lost in the championship game, and the other Kentucky team lost in the semis. I think they were undefeated, and they lost to Wisconsin.
Harrison twins. I think that was a Harrison twins, right?
No.
In 15?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, of these 6 teams, I just mentioned, y'all, Gonzaga, is that better, Chris Walker?
Zags.
Can I say Gonzaga?
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Okay. Was the biggest points per game differential with a plus 24. You know, they using these metrics. You a metric man.
Right.
Kentucky in 96 was the only one close with 21.5. That's in the tournament. I'm talking about in the tournament. That's how impressive Gonzaga has been, Chris. They've been impressive. They've been impressive, and
but let me tell you this.
Okay.
Let me tell you this.
Yes,
this is what I've told people. They say, are they unbeatable? I mean, look at the teams they beat. They really haven't played. USC was a good team, right? But USC's think about their guards. Because right now I'm looking at John Urey talking about the transfer rules are great for African American athletes. The transfer portal has changed the game. So USC's guards were a transfer named Taj Edey from Santa Clara.
Yeah.
A transfer named Drew Peterson. Guess where he transferred from?
Where?
Rice. Tall white kid transferred from Rice.
Right.
And Isaiah White transferred from Utah Valley. That was their 3 starting guards, along with the two big fellas, the Mobley brothers.
Wow.
Right? That's who Gonzaga played against. Gonzaga played against, shall I say. So what they're getting ready to play now against UCLA, right? And people go like, oh, UCLA, and I know Mick, I've known Mick a very long time. And this is a team, I'm gonna give them a shout out. Every player on that team, every player, the only guy I may want to say that they possibly could have brought in was the point guard Tiger Campbell. And I don't know if that may be the only one. I don't know if he came at the very end of the UCLA of the Steve Alford era. Dwayne Broussard from
No. What about Johnny Uzan came from Kentucky?
I understand that. Johnny Uzan was a transfer.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They didn't get him out of high school. He went to Kentucky.
Okay.
Right. He went back home. Okay, that's like Quentin Grimes going back home.
Okay.
All those other dudes were recruited by Dwayne Broussard, right there from H-Town, who's assistant coach at TCU. So I called him this morning and said, "Yo, you make sure you get a Final Four ring too, because you brought a lot of those guys."
How he gonna make sure he get one? If they get him one, they get him one.
Hey man, listen, man. Nate Oates gets a lot of credit for what he did at Alabama. You know who recruited most of those players?
Avery Johnson.
Yeah. And now he did a better job with it.
Yeah.
But those kids got older. Herb Jones, McDonald's All-American, John Petty, those guys, they were good players. He brought Quinterly in as a transfer, but a lot of those kids were already there. So, and that's part of the game.
Right.
That's part of the game. But my point is, I try to tell people, look at it this way. Forget about 2015 Kentucky. Forget about Wichita State that went into the tournament undefeated.
Okay.
Right? And forget about, you mentioned another team. I can't remember who it is. But here's why I look at it. I'm talking about, are they invincible? Because in 1983, there is no one that thought that the University of Houston could be beat if you were around back then with 5 Slammer Jam.
Yeah, absolutely right.
When they lost on that Wittenberg, the lob, we thought he was going to overtime, and the dude caught the air ball and put it in. Let's see anybody on the Chop Shop feed even know who that is.
Yeah,
I bet they don't even know who it is.
Derek Wittenberg. Guess who?
I'm talking about the one that dunked it.
Lorenzo Charles. Lorenzo Charles.
I just told you.
Oh, my bad, Chris. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. My bad. Let me turn it up.
One team. That's one team, right? The other team was the '85 Georgetown team with Patrick Ewing and Wingate and all them boys.
Yes.
and Villanova upset them. Shot 78% from the field, right?
What
And
was Sleepy Floyd was on? Sleepy Floyd threw the ball
no.
away?
Sleepy Floyd lost to Jordan.
To Jordan.
No,
My bad.
Jordan made the shot, and then
Uh-huh.
the dude gave the ball to
Yeah.
James Worthy.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah. So those two teams, right? The 85 Hoyas, invincible,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
And because they wanted anyway, the 85 Hoyas, because they wanted that was the one that John Thompson won when they beat the next year they beat Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. I got
with
you.
the 3 straight Final Fours, right? So the 85 Hoyas, the 83 Cougars,
Uh-huh.
right? And the 91 Rebels, not the 90 Rebels.
The 91.
The 91 Rebels was the next year when Grandma Ma and those guys were there, and they were no one thought they could be beat, and then Duke beat them by 20. I mean, I'm sorry, no, they beat Duke by 20 the year before. They thought there's no way Duke could beat them, and then Duke upset them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about teams that we thought were invincible, not undefeated.
Right.
Invincible.
Right.
Gonzaga, people are talking about them dudes are
undefeated. Gonzaga.
That's why I always say it. I used to coach in the league. I used to say it forever. So I'm just going to say the Zags. People talk about the Zags.
Dane said 91 UNLV. He said 91.
91.
You were right.
Yeah, you said 90. I said 91.
Yeah.
That was they won it in 90, and they were trying to repeat in 91.
No, I was just talking about how good of a team it was. That's all.
Right, but I'm saying we thought they were unbeatable.
Right.
That Vegas team.
Okay.
We thought that Georgetown team was unbeatable. We thought the Cougars were unbeatable.
Yeah.
And they all lost.
Okay.
And they all lost.
But I don't think Gonzaga is undefeated.
People out. I'm making.
I just say I don't.
I'm making the comment based on the fact that you mentioned those numbers.
Yeah, I got you.
Better their numbers are.
Yeah.
So it makes them look like they're unbeatable. Now they got a 5-star point guard. Nembhard. They got a 5-star dude as a lottery pick in Suggs.
Yes.
They got the kid Kispert, who's a first-team All-American.
Yes.
And they got that dog Drew Timme from Dallas that didn't go to any of those Big 12 schools and took his butt up there.
Yeah.
And look what he's doing up there right now.
Yeah.
Second-team All-American.
Yeah.
There's no way anybody in Texas would have like, Drew Timme be a second-team All-American.
Oh, they claiming him now. Hey, they claiming him now.
They can claim him all they want. I know them dudes in Dallas. That's what they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they fair weather friends in Dallas.
I said that because I know Coach Fox.
All them dudes up there, they fair weather friends, man. You know what I'm saying? They jump on them quick when they can make it, right? But I'm just saying that Timme is big time, man. So the question is, can UCLA beat them? And my point is about UCLA, and Mick's done a great job. Those guys are all 4-star dudes. They're not scrubs. Like them dudes were good players.
Right.
So that's not it's not like they got Johnny Juzang and God forbid, I don't know what's going on in Kentucky right now. How the heck do you let that kid go? My goodness.
Chris,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Coach, Chris, have you let some good ones go before? You've let some good ones go before, right? Haven't you?
This dude is taking his team. Listen, they were 11th seed.
No, that's not the question.
They were 11th seed.
Lost
4 straight games to end the season. They were 11th seed. They were in the first 4. By all accounts,
they don't supposed to be in there.
Hold on. By all accounts, if Oregon State doesn't win the tournament, and who else won? If Georgetown don't win, UCLA not in the tournament. They don't get the automatic qualifier. They're not in the tournament. They're in the first 4. They play Michigan State, who had just beat in 13 days. They beat Illinois, they beat Iowa, and they beat Michigan. In 13 days. I'm sorry. They beat Illinois, Ohio State, and Michigan in 13 days. The two top 3 teams in the league. And they limped into the NCAA tournament, and UCLA beat them handily. It wasn't even a game, right? One of Tom Izzo's worst teams he's ever had. And then they keep marching through the bracket. And then they beat Michigan, who I thought just got all tough last night. And here's my thing. I hate to chop up coaches, man. But Juwan, man, great coach, man. I love it. Juwan Howard is the winningest coach in Michigan history in the first 2 years, right?
Right.
Winningest coach. But those plays down the end of the stretch of the game last night, why would the kid shoot a 3 from the parking lot? Like, why would he hadn't made a shot all game? And then the big boy, he acted like he was scared of Cody Riley. He couldn't score on him.
Yeah.
was like, this
And
dude,
my man Franz Wagner, he didn't play that well.
Wagner, I'm saying Wagner shot that three
Yeah.
from when they had a chance, and then the little
Yeah.
kid, another transfer by the way, from Columbia, Mike Smith,
Mike
come
Smith.
down and shoot the three down too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what y'all doing?
Could he you think he could have got to the hole?
Coach, all he gotta do is make one little move, get by him, get him on his hip. They gotta blow the whistle. He gotta make the
No, Chris, they didn't blow the whistle. Chris, we got presidents here. They didn't blow the whistle for my baby the other night.
Man,
Carrington.
I heard about that. I just heard about that this morning.
Yeah. Okay, it's Women Rock Wednesday. They didn't blow the whistle for her. She said she went to the hole. She went down there and drew two girls on her. And they knocked
That's the girl that was on the Chop Shop?
No, she wasn't on the Chop Shop. No.
That was Baylor UConn, right?
That's Baylor UConn, but she wasn't on the Chop Shop.
Remember the girl we had on the Chop Shop that committed to Baylor?
No, she committed to Texas.
No. You think about a different girl. That's we had another girl. We had her too.
I don't know.
The little girl that committed to
Texas. Yeah, the little girl committed.
And then we had another girl that she wears the little wears her hair with the two little puffs. She went to Baylor. She was on the show.
Oh, Dee Richards.
Yes.
Yeah. Hold up. That's Chris. Dee. Okay, let's segue because we got to take a break. But Dee Richards is the one that got me to watching. The one player that started me to watching women's basketball this year. When she got hurt, Chris, and almost paralyzed, she had to walk with a walker and fought herself by the collision. If you go back and look at the collision that her and her teammate had in practice, Chris, I don't see how she's playing. And she fought back from that. I've been watching women's basketball since that point and then fell in love so much, Chris, that the Houston Cougars, who I wore their t-shirt, I wore their polo shirt yesterday on the show, one of my favorite teams, my second favorite team behind Memphis. They were playing the other night, and I turned it off the U of H game and turned it and watched the Baylor's game. Women's basketball in the next 5 years, y'all, I'm telling you, Chris, is going to be a lot better. I could not believe I turned it off I taped it. Don't get it twisted. I taped U of H, but I turned it. I wanted to see that girl's game live. And Dejanay, I think, Carrington, she went to the hole in the last month and got fouled, and they didn't blow the whistle. So
you see what Gino said.
Huh?
Gino said. You see what Gino said when LeBron tweeted he got fouled. He said, "I don't see LeBron giving back no fouls."
No. LeBron want to foul on him. LeBron want to foul if you go by him.
Oh wow.
LeBron. Oh, that's my boy. I'm sorry. I forgot. He better get well soon though. But Chris, it's Women Rock Wednesday. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back. And we got some more stuff, Chris. You got to have me a unique women topic that you experience at CBS that none of us know. Okay? Yeah, chop. Not that kind. Chop. We'll be back in a minute.
Tammy Allen here, your relationship coach. Tell me, do you and your partner feel like you're struggling to communicate and have begun living like roommates? No need to worry. I can teach you new, healthy communication skills to improve your relationship. I provide coaching via teleconferencing from the convenience of any location, including your own home. Call me today to schedule your first appointment at 713-597-4499, or you can find more information at my website, www.allencounselinggroup.com. I look forward to working with you.
I know you've got a lot of support here, your 12 inches over group. You know, USA Basketball is practicing not too far from here, but you also have your sister Tracy in the crowd and her documented battle with leukemia. What does it mean to have her in the building for this moment?
I got to give God the glory. You know, he's a Prince of Peace. He is a miracle worker. He's my Alpha and my Omega. And he's the reason why my sister is sitting up here in the stands enjoying herself, because 6-7 months ago, you know, she was in a battle for her life. So I'm a believer of God. I'm a faithful woman, and that's coming from above. My mother, my dear mother, who is sending blessings down from heaven. My mom, Estelle Staley, we still feeling you, Mom.
No, you've got.
Hey, I love that, Chris. Chris, women's basketball. Chris, unmute yourself, young fella. Chris, are you muted? Oh, no, you good. You good. You good. Chris, when I thought about Don Staley, right? This is what when she did that, this is what I thought about.
Bless him, baby.
Hey, I promise
you know how to drop it. Shouting
no.
how to drop it.
But
hey, you know what's interesting about that game that was played? I mean, they beat the brakes off the Longhorns. The head coach at University of Texas, Vic Schaefer, was my 9th grade coach.
What?
Yep.
The Texas Longhorn coach?
Vic Schaefer. That's right.
Awesome.
Milby High School.
Unbelievable, Chris. Did you call and shout him out?
I mean, no, I didn't call and shout him out, but I mean, he was my 9th grade coach. And so when they
But Jimmy, I mean, before we go any further, the Chop Shop on Wednesdays, man, we got a lot of sponsors, but guess who sponsor us on Wednesdays, Chris? Coach Leah and Alex.
Oh yeah.
Her the Institute of Arts and academic leadership and academic excellence. She got this program, Chris, that she continues to share her optimal performance strategies for youth program, as well as career and life coaches to small business owners and female executives in male-dominated industries, Chris. So look up Alex. I'm going to flash it across the screen. Coach Leah, www.coachleah.net. She's doing an awesome job out there, man. It's just, and Chris, I remember, it's www.alex.net now. Oh, she didn't switch it. But Chris, I remember you said some last week when I mentioned her, you talked about how important she was to you, even coming and talking on the radio. So if you want to share that again, Coach.
Yeah, man. Just before I started getting into the radio, I mean, Leah was first started with Alan Branch.
Oh, that's right.
Introduced me to, because Leah, he used to be on Leah's show upon occasion, and he introduced me to Leah, and then Leah, you know, ushered me into that little group, and then the rest is history. And it just goes to show you, man, gate openers, gate closers, right?
Ain't there something?
Gatekeepers.
Yeah.
And so she was instrumental. So even not that I wasn't, you know, it wasn't destined for me to do what I'm doing, but you know, it took that door opening, or that window cracking. I have to open it up and go through it, and be courageous, and then be good at it, or try to be good at it, work at my craft. But I do have to give her a shout out for doing that for me.
And speaking of gate openers, when you open the gate, she opened the gate, Alan Branch opened the gate, then you open the gate for Jimmy and I. And thus, what you're seeing now, everybody, is the offspring of people just helping. That's why I always tell each other, all of us on this show, if we can use this community, it's a strong community. There's some brilliant people on this Facebook feed. What if we use this community to help each other? Boy, it'll be a lot. I mean, it'd be just unbelievable. The things we.
Man, I wish I could. I got you put Don Staley up there. I got some unbelievable dirt, as Jimmy would say this morning, about how they try to treat Don Staley, man, and why she going at the NCAA's neck the way she is, man. I wish I could share it maybe with another day, but man, like, little shout out to Don Staley, because she fighting against. It's so, like, I know it's the Chop Shop. It's just certain stuff I wish I could say, because again, shout out to her, the way she's going at them. You know, let's level this playing field. Oh yeah, and you make a great point. And it is Women Rock Wednesday about it's it doesn't matter if it doesn't, because I even asked, it doesn't matter if it doesn't make as much money as a man. Because I even asked my co-hosts when I was on air there, that said, did you guys know that the women can't use March Madness? None of them knew. We didn't even know. I call the women's stuff March Madness too.
Stop.
And then I looked and
stop, Chris. Chris,
a women's tournament.
Chris.
I was like, oh.
Would you repeat that again, Coach? Walter Yates tried to refute me, and I tried to tell him over and over, Walter Yates, I've studied this thing. I knew what I was talking about. But keep going, Chris.
No, it's called the women's tournament.
Yes.
All you got to do is look at it. It's called the women's tournament. It's not called March
And Jimmy,
Madness.
I mean, and Chris, they do have the power to do it. If the NCAA wanted to, they got the rights to do it. They just don't want to do it. For some reason, they don't want to do it. They got the rights.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go on.
No, I'm saying I don't know why. I mean, I can do some digging and get back to you on it. What if there's some reasons why that they won't do that? But it was interesting, and I like I said, I started asking the people over. I said, why is that the case? Like, why wouldn't it be all encompassing? Like, why are we splitting the two? Yeah. And that whole weight room thing was a catastrophe.
That was like, catastrophe.
Like,
yes.
Who in their right mind would allow that to happen? You know what's funny, through social media? I'm not a big social media guy, but through social media, like, why would you not think with these kids having this hashtag NCAA not your property that they wouldn't be in cahoots? And think about this: the girl that exposed them, guess where she went to school? Oregon. Yeah. Do you know how much stuff they got in Oregon?
Everything.
That's like watching a new Coming to America movie, right? And see how little girls came down them stairs. They ain't wanted for nothing in their life. You take them back to America, they be like, man,
hey, Chris, I even know it, Sedona Prince. It was Sedona Prince. Yes.
They're like, hold on, what we doing, Dad? Like New York City, like we in Zamunda, we got everything we need, you know. So those kids are like, this ain't gonna work. So the boys and the girls are working together, bro.
Yeah. Yes.
They're working together to change this whole thing. They're not separate.
Let me show you how much they're working together. Y'all know my little young girl, Paige Buchers from Beckers. Yeah, I call it Beckers from UConn. Guess who she called to encourage the other night and tell him to encourage each other? Jalen Suggs. That's their FaceTime the other night. She said, man, you might didn't play good the next game, but this next game you're going to play. And he came out and had a great game the other night. And these young, Chris, I said something during the George Floyd protest. And I saw this sign. I'll never forget it. I saw this sign with a young woman. Hold up. She said, y'all done F with the wrong generation. Y'all done F'd with the wrong generation. That's why this is, that little girl, her post, Sedona Prince, her post got all of those people to moving everything around. And now the weight room is nice, which it could have been in the first place.
But here's the problem, though. And again, this Women Rock Wednesday.
Yeah.
Who in their right mind would think that was okay? You know what I'm saying? Listen, when we had the energy crisis in Texas, some heads had to roll, right or wrong.
Yes.
Some people had to go.
Yes.
Like, whoever was in charge of that, that's egregious. That's egregious. That there needs to be a leadership change in some way, shape, or form. If someone allowed that to happen, and if that girl wouldn't have posted that, it would have continued to be the same way. And you already got them locked. Let me tell you something, man. People got to understand what we're seeing right now. Because a couple of my buddies were in the bubble that coach. Man, them people couldn't go anywhere.
Yes.
They couldn't come out their room.
Yes.
They couldn't. I don't want to say it's like jail.
Yeah,
but it is, and I don't know what jail is like, so I'm not saying that to anybody. It was not the most pleasurable experience.
Yes.
They're locked. Think about it. UCLA has been in that bubble the whole time.
And Chris, in the beginning, the committee. See, I'm gonna show you how this committee just don't think. Do you know in the beginning, they was just gonna have them inside the hotels, but then they couldn't go outside the hotels. Then the coaches lobbied for what? Meetings outside at baseball stadiums, at football fields and stuff like that. They didn't even think. They said, we can't have these kids claustrophobic. These kids are not getting paid like y'all do. This is unpaid labor. This not like the NBA bubble. Oh, I thought I just wanted to throw that one in there. This is unpaid labor, and people just Chris, you said some a key just a minute ago. You said, why didn't nobody think of that?
But you also said something that that draws my ire: unpaid labor. And so it'll be interesting on the feed what people say. Imagine you have so imagine you having a son that's as good as what they call him, the weekend, and he could sing,
Yes.
right? And he could go to college,
Get a
and
band
at the same
scholarship.
time he can and be on a music scholarship, and then go and then be music and be an artist and win a Grammy and make tons of money. No rules. You can have a daughter who can sing as well as Beyonce, be on a music scholarship, travel the country, travel the world, win Grammys, make money.
Give music lessons, Chris. Give music lessons.
Give music lessons. No rules. But if you have a son that plays basketball or a son that plays football, every rule in the world and can't get paid.
Yes. Yes.
And what I try to tell people is, and people, my white brothers and sisters get mad at me. I said, listen, the only two sports that it really truly affects is football and basketball. And guess who dominate those sports? We do. Y'all not even seeing what's going on.
And Chris,
No one
Chris, they not living it.
Sports.
Chris, don't you know it's hard to understand stuff if you're not living it? It's hard. I was thinking about when I studying. I've been studying a lot about the civil rights because I didn't study a lot of that when I was younger, Chris. So I've been studying about it now and how orchestrated they were. They knew Bull Connor. They knew these guys was gonna sick them dogs on them. They knew they was gonna put them water hose on. So they just made sure it was filmed so the world can see. So I can tell you a lot, Chris, but if people don't see it, a lot of your white friends they don't see it.
Whoa.
No,
What don't they see? They don't see that if you look at
no,
Alabama.
excuse me. They haven't lived it. If you haven't lived, Chris, we've lived. I thought about something. Y'all Google Diane Nash. It's Women Rock Wednesday. Diane Nash. She was a member of SNCC. I think SNCC is the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And Chris, I never forget Martin Luther King and CORE. They stopped having the freedom rides because they was in Mississippi and Alabama. They was threatening. It was violence. If you go down to Mississippi, Mississippi burning and stuff like that, these people were gonna lynch you. They was gonna do on freedom rides. All we doing is going on freedom rides to help our people, not bothering you. Check this out. So they decided not to go, but Diane Nash and I think a few more, John Lewis, they said, no, we gonna keep going on the freedom ride. Bobby Kennedy called Diane Nash and said, Diane, you go down there to Mississippi, those folks gonna kill y'all. I'm telling you, I done talked to the governor. They gonna kill y'all. You know what she said? This is a woman. This Women Rock Wednesday. You know what she said, Chris Walker? Go look it up. She said, Bob Kennedy, we all done prepared our wills, so we ready to die. We've all prepared our wills. So guess what? If we die, our family taken care of. We prepared our will. These people, it's fear. Jim, I sit up here and think about what we go through now. I'll sit there and do me a favor. I want everybody, Chris. I want everybody. My sister texted me last night and said, Rob, are you watching Soul of a Nation? I said, no, but I tape it. So early this morning, I got up this morning, y'all, and watched it, and I took a few notes, okay? Soul of a Nation, write that down. It was on ABC. Write it down, Chris. Go watch. Jamel Hill was the host. TJ Holmes started out with something. And y'all check this out, Chris. He said, he just knelt down, y'all, on one knee. Chris, check this out. And he said, does this affect you?
Mm.
Okay? He just knelt on one knee. Then he knelt while the national anthem was playing. Chris, he gave a great parallel. He knelt. He said, does this affect you? Then he knelt again and said, played the national anthem with it. He said, and he said, now it's a problem when the national anthem is playing. He said, there's a problem that a star athlete would dare do something deemed disrespectful by some during the national anthem. Or is the problem the country that continues to devalue black life?
Mm.
Hold on. Athletes throughout history have used their platform, Chris, and in some cases, screaming for justice without saying anything. The fist in the air, Tommy Carlos, Jesse Owens, he didn't say nothing, he just beat everybody. Chris, making statements that black bodies are not just here for entertainment. He said that black life is not expendable. They are in awe of our athletic ability. Call them heroes for the last second shot, for the game-winning catch. Worship them for their talents. But when they stand up, then he stands up. Oh, TJ was using drama. He stood up. He said, then they are ostracized. Then they are vilified. Told to shut up and run. Shut up and drive. Shut up and score that touchdown. Shut up and dribble. Just shut up. But then they found their voice. Chris Walker. So as long as the value of black life remains a problem, the generation of athletes is determined to be a problem. Soul of a Nation, y'all go watch that. That was the start of the show. TJ Holmes from ABC. Chris.
But let me
Come
piggyback on that.
Go, do
And
your
this
thing.
is where I try to educate people on, you know, the decisions that we make. And again, listen, I'll be the first one to say, I've been a purveyor of nonsense myself as I've grown. You know, my eyes and my gaze and my lens was a lot tighter and sharper than it was when I was a kid. But when as a kid, you think as a kid, but when you become a man, you start changing the way you think. So there was a movie, I forget the name of the movie with Jesse Owens. I don't know if you saw that movie.
Yes.
It was the only superstar that Chadwick Boseman, the late Chadwick Boseman. That's the only one he didn't play because he played them all.
Yeah.
James Brown, he played them all.
Yeah.
But anyway, he won the gold medals. This is what people got to understand about where we are. This is history. This is not, I'm making it up. I'm not picking sides. Clearly, I'm African American. But I have two things that I'll tell you that I learned.
Okay.
He won gold medals. Everybody's saying the Nazis go down. America, America, America. He comes back to the United States. They have a benefit in his honor. You know where I'm going.
I know it yet, baby.
Goes up to the front and they say, sir. And the dude felt bad. Says, sir, I feel bad, but you got to go through the back.
Back door.
Hold up. He said, and the person said, and the coach says, hold on, man. Y'all here to honor him. And he can't even walk through the front door. So we're not even talking about giving us reparations, coach.
No.
We're not even talking about, you know, like our Native American brothers and sisters that get land and build casinos on and make money.
Right.
We're not even talking about that. And then we go out and represent the country.
Yes, sir.
The flag.
Yes.
Where they beat us. And we can't vote. And they got poll taxes and all type of stuff, the restrictions. They doing it in Georgia, by the way, if y'all paying attention.
Yes.
Y'all don't know what just happened.
In another state, finna follow, but keep going.
Got you. And we can't even walk through the front door.
Right. Hold up. His coach. Hold up. His coach could. His coach could.
Who didn't do, but Jesse Owens
he
could not.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of you watched One Night in Miami.
Oh my
You know
goodness.
where I'm going.
Keep going.
And Jim Brown went on that porch and they say, Jim, we know we love you.
I got
I
that.
felt bad. I felt bad. Jeff Bridges. I said, man, I wish that dude, because I actually like him.
I love Jay
Because I'm
Bridges.
that dude.
He was
I'm
just
that dude
acting. He was just acting, Jim. I mean,
it's
Chris.
hard for me, dog. I mean, I'm human.
But tell the
I'm like,
story.
why
Tell the
they go
story.
there?
Tell the story.
So he said they're talking and
Uh-huh.
he's like, man, Jim, we love you. And
Yeah.
you know, anything you need, you know, your family's been great. You're a good one.
I'm not like the rest of those guys, crab in a buckets. Yeah, I'm not like them. I'm not like my neighbors, but keep going.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
job. Man. I'm like the rest of those guys. And the lady comes out and says, you want some lemonade? He says, no, I'm good. I don't want any lemonade. And he said, well, you know, we got to move that dresser. It was a dresser or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And whenever you get a chance,
Uh-huh.
you know, dude was an old guy. Jim was like, hey, man,
Uh-huh.
you're saying all those nice things about me.
Yeah.
Let me do the right thing. I want to help you come in and move the dresser or the armoire, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he says, hold on, Jim, you know we don't let no N-words in the house.
Yeah.
This dude just literally said everything in the world from a positive standpoint to glorify Jim Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Jim Brown offered, guess what Jesse Owens, because Jesse Owens didn't want to go. People don't realize there was a whole lot of fire around Jesse Owens going over there and running.
Yeah.
A lot of people said, don't go run.
Yeah, he almost didn't go. Yeah.
He almost didn't go.
Yeah.
And then when he come back, he can't walk through the front door. A place that, and the same thing happened with Jim Brown. And what was it? Think about the symmetry, the imagery. It was the front door again. You know, we don't let nobody come in the house.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're offering your help. We don't want it.
That's what they told Deshaun Watson. When he talking about he want to make decisions and making decisions about who we gonna hire. He said, homeboy, you good, but you can't come in the house. And Dane just said, man, I hope everybody paying attention to this George Floyd trial. Of course, we paying attention to it. Of course, we paying attention. But guess what now? Y'all, we got the political clout now to make those things there. That's why we got the help. Chris, I don't know if you got it. Y'all go to your settings. Go and get the 5 Calls app. Get that app and put your zip code in there. And y'all got to inundate your state senators, telling them to pass that every bill, the George Floyd bill, the Voting Rights Act bill from John Lewis. Y'all, we got to use this technology that we have and get on these folks behind. I'm telling you. Yeah, we can keep talking about what can happen, but now we got the political clout. Y'all, let's get it done. I'm sorry.
Well, we do and we don't. We do and we don't, right? But here's the thing. The people, think about it. Money rules a lot of things in our country, right? But it's a reason why billionaires want to run for Congress. It's the reason why guys that make hundreds of millions of dollars gonna run for an office that they make that money in a day.
Yeah.
Why would they want to run for office?
Power.
Why would a successful doctor? Because you know why? Laws allow them to continue to make that money. Laws. So if you want to change the laws, you got to change what? The lawmakers. The only way you change the lawmakers, is educate yourself on the political process. And then the action item is vote. But I'm going to tell you what doesn't work, Hatter.
Okay.
And Boom Boom Room, complaining. It don't work. It's a useless action. You can complain all you want.
No.
Complain all you want. And guess what they doing the whole time? Passing bills on you. Passing bill after bill. And then, none of us care because we live our nice, cushiony lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We live our nice, cushiony lives until it shows up on our front door. And then guess what we turn into? Complainer. Well, I can't believe this happened. Man, George Floyd been happening for 100 years, man.
Chris,
come on, man.
Why you think I mentioned Diane Nash? Because sometimes we forget.
Come on, man.
Chris, did you know who Diane Nash was?
I did not.
Powerful woman, y'all. If
is that the woman they said they talk about what's her name? Sat on the back of the bus. To sit on the front of the
Oh
bus.
no, that's called that covert. That's called that
Okay,
covert.
okay. You know
And you
what
talking about no? This
Okay.
she was just an active man. She was unbelievable. She told Bobby Kennedy, Chris, you didn't hear me, man. Let them do what they got to do. We got our wheels in order. If they gonna kill us, they gonna kill us. Chris, if those people like that don't make those stands back then, it'll be worse. Chris, we on a golf course yesterday. My partners hit a ball to the left. I didn't go over there because I don't hit them over there where you be hitting them, Chris. They came back, and they probably watching this show. They came back from over me because when I play on this golf course, when the election was going on, I saw a couple of those houses over to the left. I tried not to never hit my ball because guess what they had? They had Trump flags on their balconies. Okay? So my man said he went over there the other day. I wasn't there. He said a guy came out the house talking about, man, the golf course closed today. How in the hell the golf? We just played it. In other words, don't come over there. Why you live on a golf course then? This is 2021. He brought his redneck ass out there and said that to them, Chris. And the people where the Trump flag, I passed right by them. They didn't even look my way.
But here's my thing. Why do people equate? Like I have friends that are black that are Republican. I got no problem with people being
ain't talking about Republican.
Let me finish though. Like you have a choice. Like you don't have to, be a monolith in how you vote. Some people have conservative views.
Right.
God bless them. I have liberal views, but I do have some conservative views as well. I'm just more liberal than conservative. So I straddle the fence. I consider myself a centrist in that regard. But to the idol of Trump, like to pay homage to a person, I don't have a problem you paying homage to the political party, even though I disagree with a lot of their values. But to pay homage to that man,
Coach, the flag is still up. Coach, is the election over? Right, the election is over. Right, the flag is still up. But carry on.
But again. But when they do that shows you, like for instance, I went to a certain neighborhood. You can go to certain neighborhoods in certain cities, right? So I live in New York and Brooklyn. You see Black Lives Matter everywhere. Brooklyn is used to be all black. Used to be, do or die best stop. For real though. Like you didn't come in here 15 years ago. Now it's been gentrified. So it's that right. It look like the Heights in Houston. All y'all in Houston, Brooklyn look like the Heights now.
Right.
But you still see people understand we got to coexist.
Yes.
When people do stuff like that.
Yes.
You're like, okay, but tell me why you, again, do whatever you want.
Yes.
Do whatever you want. But tell me, as I was telling somebody the other day, you know what? Do whatever you want. This is what I try to tell people when they make decisions. You do whatever you want. Okay. Say whatever you want to say. Right? Move however you want to move. All I'm asking you is one question. What's the right thing to do? I get it. I know you grew up this way. Cool. Your circle of friends are this way. Your social economic status is here. I get you.
Right. It's good.
What's the right thing to do though?
That's a good one, Chris. That's a good one.
That's all I'm saying.
That's a good one.
Now, we know what would Jesus do. Remember all that, but we can't even we can't comprehend that. That's too much for us.
Right.
Because our secular minds can't even grasp that one. What would Jesus do?
I agree with that.
But what I'm saying is, just tell me what the right thing to do, whether you want to do it or not. What's the right thing to do? And you know what? Tap dance. They be like Michael Jackson moonwalking. Because here's the thing, Hatter, they know the right thing.
Right.
They know the right thing. Coach, we know, and I'll even throw it on us at our doorstep. Because remember,
come on,
there's no value in the cure, Hatter. There's only value in the treatment.
In the treatment. That's right.
They'll treat you all day long. They ain't curing you. So it also, that's what ignorance is. Ignorance is the treatment. Knowledge is the cure. You know what I'm saying?
Ignorant is the treatment. Knowledge is the cure. I like that.
And
hold up. Knowledge of the truth. Because a lot of them got knowledge. The QAnon people got knowledge, but Not knowledge of the truth, but keep going.
Hey, let me
Carry
tell you
on.
something, man. My aunts were around when Jim Jones was around up in San Francisco. Remember Jim Jones?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
guy that took him over Guyana and killed all
yes.
those people.
The Ghana. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, Guyana. So what I'm saying is, you're right. Knowledge of the truth. But what does a good book say? Study. I know we got a bunch of believers on the Facebook feed. Study to what? Show ourselves
Self
what?
approved.
Right. That don't mean, you know what that means? Stop listening to Don Lemon. I like Don
There you
Lemon.
go. There you
Stop
go.
listening to Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Okay, so he make 1 point a year that I
Yeah.
agree with.
Yeah.
Stop listening to people.
Yeah.
Learn.
Learn.
Chris Cuomo might be a nice dude. My grandmother loved him. He don't say everything right.
Showed on.
So study to show you, understand what politics mean. If I ask the Facebook feed, how many of y'all know the 3 branches of government? I will be shocked to see. And if you don't
Oh,
know
excuse me. The
don't say
Facebook.
nothing.
Oh,
Keep
hold
your
up.
hand down.
The boom boom room know what they are.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The 3 branches of government.
Yeah.
We don't even know how to. I'm not jumping on people.
No.
I'm saying if we sit around and have a real conversation. Look at Morris Parsons. That's my boy right there. Morris.
Oh my goodness. What's up, Mr. Parsons? That's my main man.
I've been trying to get a hold of Morris forever. But listen, if we sit down and have a real conversation, you know what I tell black coaches? And Dane, I know Dane is on. I don't know if Dane's still on here. I say, guys, because black coaches are getting jobs at what people would consider an alarming rate. Okay. I used to tell coaches, you know what our problem is, guys? All we do is sit around and talk about having fun. We don't sit around and talk about our craft. So iron sharpens iron, guys. Iron. When you see them, those that steel, and you see all that, and they feel bam, it's bam. I'm sure that don't feel good. So you know what I'd equate that to? When me and Hatter sit around and debate, we don't always agree.
No. Yeah. Right. Right.
Sometimes I had to get loud. I got to get loud too. That's how we do it.
Right.
And then we go back to our corners.
Sure do.
Right. You know what's a full contact sport, Hatter?
What?
I try to tell people.
What's that?
Parenting is a full contact sport.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships and love is a full contact sport.
I agree.
And friendship is a full contact sport.
Yeah.
Too many times we too afraid to engage folks and make them better. That's the problem. Because we can't agree to disagree and still go crack us a beer. You see what I'm saying? I can sit there and have it. We disagree on a lot of things.
Yes.
We're still cool.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about. We don't have to. I didn't know friendship mean agreeing on everything.
No, sir.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what so you mean if that was the case, why did divorce rate 80%? People don't know how to disagree. They don't know how to disagree with each other.
Chris, a wise man once told me, relationship, Rob, young man, is a structure. So what you mean? He said you got to build it. It has to be custom fit. He said before you build one, you have to have a strong foundation. Guess what that foundation is, Chris? Friendship. Your relationship, it's got to start at a friendship. Especially, just think about it. It's got to start with a friendship. And people don't, and I love it, Chris, that you say, I love it when people say I'm loud, because when I'm in private sometimes, I'm quiet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when lights on, if I'm in the negotiating room, this is Robert Hatter. This is me. But
right.
But it's so. I'm glad you brought that up. We can disagree without being
disagreeable.
Yeah,
we can disagree.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, man. We all grow up, even though we all have the same hue. We got. I don't want to give them education about the quadroon, octo. You know how they used to do us back in the day. How they describe? We got light skinned black folks. We got. I had a discussion with somebody. Is Kelvin Sampson a minority? Well, he's Native American.
Somebody did that the other day on the show. I said,
what kind of question is that? What do you mean is he a minority? First of all, let's stop using the word minority, because I ain't no minority of nothing. I'm a person of color. Okay? I'm not a minority of nothing. Let's get that straight. Okay? But I'm just saying that we have to be in a situation where we have to start talking a different way. You're right? We have to start talking a different way. And we got to start thinking a different way. That's why, again, I'm not opposed to it, but the entertainment that you ingest in your mind, what you choose to watch on television, you know what I'm saying? That stuff affects you and your circle, your concentric circle of people you hang around. Jimmy always make this point. You put a preacher and an alcoholic in the car. They drive from Houston to Florida. You're going to have two preachers or you're going to have two alcoholics. Yeah. So that means the circle of people around you is important. Who do you let influence you? Who is the person I always call the champion in the room? And I used to recruit. I used to go and say, yo, man, who's the champion in the room?
Yes, I like that.
So just because somebody, and I call it importance, right? Influence, two different words. I want you to understand this.
What's the first
importance?
One? Okay.
Importance, influence.
Okay.
Somebody can be important to you, but not influential over you.
Boy, y'all
so your mama, you love her to death. She's important to you. But when you go to decide to get married, she ain't got the influence to make you marry somebody that you want to marry. You choosing a school. Your mom, you love her to death. But Uncle Jack may be the guy that has the juice. So when you're a recruiter, you got to go in and you got to go in and say, okay, it's 5 people in this room. He listening to one of them. I got to find out who he listening to. The mama thinks she listening to him. The daddy think he listening because he huffing and puffing. The uncle think he listening because he bought him a car. You know what I'm saying? But my job ain't to do what they thinking. My job is but my eyes are trained to find out. Think about this, coach. When I watch National Geographic, you would think that the lions, they hunt during the day. Because they don't have the advantage during the day. Right? The other animals got the advantage during the day because they can see them. Guess what God gave the cats or the felines? They had excellent night vision. So they got the advantage at night. That's why you always see the cat just laying around. Just chilling. He just laying around chilling. Don't worry, guys. When that sun go down, I'm gonna show y'all what time it is. I'm gonna show you what these claws and them fangs do.
Chris, you know, I'm a natural geographic dude, right?
Right.
Chris, one of my favorite animals is the cheetah. I love the way it moves. I love it, Chris. The cheetah, just the other day, Chris, I don't know where I got it from. Somebody sent it to me. The cheetah, in the daytime, was over there trying to get him a little sip of water. They show it. Somebody finding it, and I'll put it on the screen. He over there dipping and trying to get him a little sip, right? Chris, the man dipped, and that alligator rose up and grabbed him by the neck in the head and put him in the water, took him off of his strong suit in the water in my strong suit, and whirl, that cheetah never came back up, Doc. Man, if somebody find it, please send it to me. It's unbelievable how you said it was in the daytime. And he was, Chris, he was all right until he got close to the alligator's natural habitat.
That's right. And let me say this, like I tell people all the time, and I try to tell even my kids, I got some kids in the transfer portal. I hang around influential people, you know, broadcasters, coaches. And I always tell them, I say, man, you know what, man? You an A, B, or C dude. I'm an A dude. I'm a decision maker. Not only that, I'm a professional decision maker because I work at it. I try to learn. I try to improve my craft. I have faith, and I'm a believer. And I think when I make a decision, I consider all things, and I make a decision with my heart and my head, not one independent of the other. But and we talk about National Geographic and nature. There's a difference in the way a predator thinks and the way prey thinks. When you're prey, you wake up every day saying, I don't want to get eaten. When you're a predator, you wake up every day saying, what am I going to eat? As Black folks, which one do you want to be? We got to stop waking up every day saying, man, we got bad schools.
In survival mode.
We ain't got no money.
Right.
I like waking up every day saying, like, you know what? If I feel like going over there and snapping that zebra's neck, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to chill today.
Yeah.
guess what? Sometimes we don't have no control over that. You got to go make that happen. And again, I don't want to be that guy that be like Clarence Thomas that think everybody should just make it just because he made it. I'm not trying to be that guy.
No.
Because that dude right there, that's another word. I don't want to say what that word is, because I like my job I got now. But it rhymes with, no, let me stop. But what I'm saying is it 12 noon yet? Anyway, but what I'm saying is, all of us have challenges. We all have challenges. I came from nothing. My mama had her birthday yesterday, right? I know how old my mom had me, and I know all the challenges she went through. And she had every reason to be a woman that says, I can't do this. She had every reason to say, I can't do this. But you know what she had her? And I like to tell and encourage Black folks and make them understand what's going on in the sports world to tie it in. She had support from her family. You can't do it by yourself. Now, family is a huge word. Don't mean just your
your immediate family. Yeah.
The way this sports thing is going now, them kids from the hood, that's being frozen out, bro. Have y'all? I want everybody to dial into what I'm about to tell y'all right now, and then I want y'all to think about something.
Hey, Chris, do me a favor. This is so impactful, right? Could we take a quick break? I want you to gather your thoughts and give everybody a chance to share this show. Because I want Chris, don't write it down because I want you to go, but we're gonna take a quick break. Because Women Rock Wednesday, y'all.
Hear when I come back and tell them, they're gonna be flabbergasted when they hear it.
Be ready, share the show, man. Y'all share the show right now, so somebody might need to hear this. Chop Shop, we'll be back in just a minute.
Dear Black woman, this letter is long overdue. I'm writing to say, we love you. We ain't always been great about showing that, but we see you out there standing tall in a world that doesn't always value what you do, how you look, and who you really are. We see you in all your glory with your majestic hair and your muscles, flexing your intellect and exhibiting your abilities. We see you from the hood to the hardwood to the highest office in the land. To be both black and a woman is to be cut by the double-edged blade of America. But your strength, your grace, and your faith have carried our community for generations. Your love sustains us through darkness. Your leadership inspires us to greatness. And your beauty, you know how we feel about that. But we apologize for all the times that beauty is the only thing we saw in you. So we write this letter because we stand today upon everything you have earned and endured. Dear Black woman, dear mama, wife, friend, sister, neighbor, daughter, we love you.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter alongside Jim Hicks, and we got the main man is in the building, Chris Walker, CBS sports analyst. I mean, what else you do up there, Chris? You just do everything. You're analyst.
I got two books I want people to pick up soon. We'll talk about it. I want to finish my CBS stuff. And
Okay.
I'm shooting a documentary. I got a documentary that I'm shooting called Sports Confidential. That'll be on Crackle and Hulu. That we start shooting in April once I'm done here. But that point I wanted to make was and I know Dane is on here, and I love Dane because I know he's into scout the business. Do you realize when you watch men's basketball in college, you watched that game last night, those games yesterday, 90% of the kids that play are what? African American, right? Right?
Right.
Do you realize when you watch women basketball that 90% of those girls that play are white? Have you think about what I just
90% of the girl white?
Dude, I wouldn't say 90. I would say about 70%. When you watch men's basketball at the high major level, you're like, dang.
Yeah.
Watch on the other side what you see.
Because I saw Indiana and all of them was white. But keep going.
I'm just trying to tell you, watch on the other side.
Okay.
It'll blow you away. And what you got to understand is, again, there's certain schools that may be outliers.
Right.
But I'm telling you, you look at them other teams, you're like, Stanford, this school, that school.
I never looked at it.
It's the opposite. It's the flip. And what the reason is, man, is that, and only you, again, people on the other side would know that. Do you realize that it's expensive to play basketball? Do you understand that? To go on play on those travel teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To pay for those trainers, to go back and forth and be a part of these organizations. On the boys' side, when you good, they take care of it. You know I'm going to.
Come on, preach to me, Rev.
On the boys' side, it's free to play for a lot of people. On the girls' side, it's more of a business. So certain girls get left behind. You dig where I'm coming from? It don't happen like that on the boys' side. I know Stacey on this, some guys are on here. It don't happen like Trey Phil. It don't happen like that on the girls' side. Because I was watching TV and said, yo, man, what? Where the black girls at? I'm gonna tell another sport you watch. Watch volleyball. I'm trying to tell you. Watch volleyball.
Wow.
But in football and basketball, what do you see? You see us.
Yes.
Yo, people gotta, as Jimmy say, people gotta pay attention. So my point to you is, what we came back when we were talking about before, it takes support. A young African-American girl, no matter how good she is, if she can't afford to play on them teams and her mama can't afford to do X, Y, and Z, she ain't gonna ever play basketball. So they're gonna lose interest because they watch TV and they're like, well, that ain't nothing for me. Because look at the girls that are playing.
What can we do to help? What can we do to help, Chris?
Another one had softball. That's what I'm telling you. And think about this. Go on.
What's the solution?
Hey, it always comes back to economics, right? But here's the point I was trying to make. And I'm not dancing either way. I'm just giving everybody the information. You do what you want with it. Right? Most black kids, I shouldn't say most black kids. I don't want to paint that picture. But a majority of African-American kids like myself use college as a way to use basketball or sports as a way to get a cost-free education. You got me? Cost-free education. That's the way it was always said. I can't pay for college, son. You good in sports? Let's put that money here so you can get it. But it was always go to the pros type stuff. Some people keep it at you're going to get a good education. But the way it is today, they all think they're going to the league. Now, I told you the other day that college is what they call a head count sport. College sports is a head count sport. If there's 80 football players, right? 60 of them are probably African-American. There's got to be 80 girls on the other side that get full scholarships. What are the full scholarship sports in women's on the women's side? Women's basketball, volleyball, softball, and sometimes depending on school, soccer. Right?
Okay.
So the way we use it to get free school on our side, The other coaches, girl, they usually get free school on the other side, full scholarships. So because those sports are expensive, as Stacey say, they all have to pay, and we don't, in our communities, we don't have that type of money. We don't get a chance to get those. We don't have access to that. Think about that. We don't have access to it. I'm telling you, on the boys' side, it's not an issue.
But it is an issue. It's an issue in baseball.
Oh yeah, because we don't play baseball because they go to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
that's
but it's expensive. No, I was just paralleling it to it's expensive also.
Right, Rick saying track. I'm just saying that people have to understand that they have educators outside of sports than men. It's not about whether they have more. The bottom line is that the same opportunities don't exist. That's all. All I'm saying is because in our communities we're not willing to pay $100 an hour for a trainer, or we're not willing to pay $5,000 to play with this team, the KD Toppers or whatever. Guess what? We're not included in that bunch, so those scholarships aren't available to us. No, don't get me wrong. You get the Aneka twins, you get your girls that are just off the charts. But I'm talking about it's dudes playing in college, playing college basketball that they should be playing soccer, but they on scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Because they're athletic. And so it's a disparity there. And I'm just saying, like, it's something that's happening right before our eyes. And we're watching it on TV, and I'm like, dang. And again, I'm not picking sides. I'm like, black kids or black girls don't like basketball?
Marissa Smith says her friend pays $4,800 a season.
Dude, imagine you had a let everybody know. I'm not putting your business in the street, but you know a little bit about the AAU world.
Yeah.
Now imagine you going to said parent and saying, listen, think about this. I want you to I think your son got a great chance of playing college basketball and maybe being a pro. Oh, for real, Mr. Hatter? Absolutely. He's 6'9", he run like a deer, that's X, Y, and Z. Well, what you go? Okay, well, you can come get him whenever you want. Whoa. What you mean come get him? Well, first of all, we got to talk about this business. It's going to cost you $5,000, and I'm going to do all this stuff. Well, Mr. Hatter, I'm sorry.
I ain't got the money.
I guess he won't play basketball then. That's what's going on, Hatter. But the other side of, $4,800, that's it? That's all it's going to take? Or, I'm just telling you, it's different on the girls and the boys' side.
In a great story.
Very different. And this Women Rock Wednesday, that's why it's a good conversation.
Yes, a great conversation. I never forget when I had the little Junebug team, when Robert and them were playing when they were young, and Charles Woodson came. He helped me coach for a couple of seasons, and he was talking to the little boys one day. He said, I went, he's talking to little Robert, because he was saying, because he saw the advantages he had, daddy having a team and sponsoring a team. He said, man, when I grew up, he said, I went to the Y and we played, and everybody, they wanted me on the team. But when my mama found out they told me I had to pay, I knew my mama ain't got no money to pay. He said, so I had to play football. He said he didn't want to play football. He wanted to play basketball. But he wouldn't be able, and it makes you think about it, Chris. I never thought about it that way, Chris, but I know it's Women Rock Wednesday, Chris, and I got to bring this subject up before we get off the court, get off the air. Chris, Adia Barnes and Don Staley are making history. For the first time ever, there will be two black head coaches, two black women in the women's Final Four. Did you know that, Chris?
Didn't know that.
Arizona. The women's Final Four will have two black coaches for the first time, Don Staley and Arizona's Adia Barnes said. Don Staley said, when ADs don't see it, that's why I want you to hear this. When ADs don't see it, they don't see it. And they're going to see it on the biggest stage Friday night. So she just talked. She said, there are so many coaches out there that don't get opportunities. By the way, Memphis just hired a new coach, Miss Merriweather. I don't know everything about her yet, but Memphis just hired a black woman coach for their women's team. But Daly said, because, it's just, Chris, You can talk about that, Chris. If the ADs don't see it, they just don't see it. But they will see it.
So hold on. Let's break that down.
Okay.
What is it that they don't see?
Well,
So what you're telling me is, again, this,
because they say they don't see it. Correct. Chris, they say they don't see it. Hold up, Chris.
But let me say this, though.
Okay.
I'm trying to be politically correct. You know that. I like my job, so I ain't trying to lose. But I want to give people something to think about. Before integration,
okay,
right? What color were the players?
Before white.
Okay, before integration, what color were the coaches?
White.
In 2020, what color are the players?
2020.
In 2021, what color are the players?
Black.
What color are the coaches?
White.
That's what you see what I'm saying. So what are we talking about here? What you mean they don't see it?
No. They don't see it. You ain't hear me. Maybe you didn't hear what she said. They don't see it enough to hire one of these girls.
Listen, bro. They knew, Bear Bryant knew that if I want to keep winning at Alabama, I got to get somebody that can tackle.
Bear Bryant, he said the ADs don't see it. She didn't say the coaches don't see it. She said AD.
Man, the AD. So who you think got more power? A coach that makes $10 million or an AD that makes $500,000?
So the coach hires the, hold up. So loose, no. I got a question. Loose, Nick Saban hires the basketball coach and he do all that too?
So let me ask you a question. When they bring in a new AD, let's say a new AD is coming in, and Nick Saban's the football coach. Do you think that you don't think Nick Saban got something to do with who becomes that AD? Of course he does. Of course he does.
The AD hired him.
He has paid the whole state. You don't think he has a say in who becomes the AD?
He just the highest paid. He gets the highest pay. He ain't got the most power. He just the highest paid.
Oh, okay. So let me walk you down that rabbit hole again. So LeBron James, and I know you're gonna.
He's not the highest paid
on the team. The Lakers are hiring a coach. You don't think they talk to LeBron? LeBron, this is what we thinking about doing. What you think? It's how it works, man. It's about money. Okay. If you're gonna use that analogy, okay. You see what Dane said? That's the truth right there.
I don't care what Dane said.
I'm talking about that red. That's funny though.
All I'm saying is, if Dabo got that kind of power, okay, so then guess what? Hold up. If Dabo, Dabo, Nick Saban, all these guys got this power. So you're not gonna never win then.
Oh, no,
so what Don Staley said, the AD. So you saying you and Dane saying ADs don't have no power to hire no damn body?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
that's because he got Steve Smith fired.
I'm saying they don't have all the power, man. Those guys have a lot of power. Those guys are more. They're more powerful than presidents sometimes.
So guess what? And guess what? Ain't none of us in those positions. So guess what?
And so that's the real issue. That's where I was trying to go. Like Damon Evans at Maryland. That's the young lady at Virginia. That's the real issue, is that none of us have those positions. We're still asking, and here's the thing, because you'll get ADs in that position that look like us, and you know what they'll say? Because I can't tell a person, but it was a person who was a head coach at a Big Ten school, a sister, and I mean, I wish I could tell the story because they would do it more justice. Right. And she felt like, I can't hire black people. I can't hire too many blacks because they're gonna look at me a certain way. I'm like, what? I gotta be careful how many of us I bring in here. Heather, you know where I'm coming from, right?
I'm listening.
I gotta be careful how many of us we bring in here, because I don't want the AD to think that we trying to darken this thing up around here. So we're always cognizant of how it looks.
So we should win. We should win every situation at Maryland, because the black football coach is the black head football coach.
Mike
is black.
Loxley, my man. Yeah.
Okay. The AD is black, and the president is black. So
there you go. That helps.
So at Maryland, we should. So how in the hell? Okay. So why the hell Mark Turgeon coaching the team then? Why not a black?
Because he was there before all of them. That's why. He was there before all of them.
So he got more power than all of them.
No, first of all, I said football. You ain't heard me say no basketball coach, but Coach K got a lot of power. Coach K got a lot of power. You would say Coach K don't have no power? Come on now. Listen, I'm telling you right now, man.
I understand, but I'm just
that
gonna challenge you.
Money, and you got to realize I'm also talking about elder statesmen. I'm not saying that Steve Sarkisian just getting to Texas got any type of power over Del Conte. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
in
guys,
some instances, then you saying,
yes,
I got you.
got a
Okay,
lot of power.
all right, I like that. I like that. I like that.
But to her original point about being in the room. So I've been in that room, right? And I sit there, and I'm like, and I'm looking in the room at all the people got to think about this. Forget the AD. Forget the AD. Let's put him on the side for a minute.
Yes, keep going.
I'm gonna give you 3 words. Board of Regents.
Yes.
Because they have to okay everything.
Yes.
So when you walk in the room, how many of us are Board of Regents?
Yes.
That's a great point. So this is a great point. The boom room. How many of us know a black Board of Regents at A&M, a black Board of Regents at Texas, a black Board of Regents at Baylor, a black Board of Regents at Texas Tech, a black Board of Regents at SMU, and I'll keep going all the way down to Stephen F. Austin, to Texas State, to UT RGV. How many of us know one of them?
I know one. At U of H.
Okay, U of H. There you go.
Lyndon Rose, Board of Regents.
That's right. That's right. Former player.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is,
not many.
They're the ones that okay everything.
That's a good point, Chris. That's a good point. That's a good point. Keep going. Keep going.
When they want to pay somebody, look, everybody got to read it. What do they say? Well, we got to get it okay by our what?
Board of Regents. Yes.
That's what I learned. A real key thing.
Yes.
I used to tell young African American coaches, and people get mad when I say this. I say, listen, man, you can be the best recruiter in the world, right? But if you want to go work at Prairie View and be around black people, that's cool, right? If you go to STSU and you work around predominantly African Americans, that's great. But if you want to be the head coach at Texas, if you want to be the head coach at College Station, you want to be the head coach over there in what's that little area that SMU in, that real rich area over there? You want to be
what's that, Highland Park?
Highland Park.
Yeah.
You want to go to Highland Park, or you want to go to Waco? You better learn how to deal with the other culture, bro. You better learn how to talk to the other culture. Yes. That's not gonna work. Well, that's not fair.
Chris, I think we know how to talk to them. Chris, we know how to talk to. Chris, you know how to talk to the other culture,
bro. I'm not talking about it because I think that we got it figured out. I'm telling you, there's brothers out there that don't understand that.
Okay. I said you do. All I can do is go by the people that I know. The rooms that I'm in, I know people that know how to talk to the other culture. I understand that,
but I'm telling you, there's coaches out there that think that because we have a specific skill set, because we can recruit players and because all the kids come from our neighborhoods, okay?
Yes.
That should translate over into being the head coach. I'm trying to tell people how to get to the goal. That's all I'm trying to do.
Well, how do they get to the goal?
Huh?
Because you done told all you done told us today is that big ass wall up there, and we can't get to the goal. That's what you done told us. That's what you done told me. Nick Saban got a wall up, Robert. Dabo Swinney got a wall up, Robert. Show me how we kick the damn wall down, or how do we jump over the wall, or how we get around the wall.
So think about it. What I just said to you, Robert Hatter knows how to exist in different rooms.
I ain't talking about me. We talking about everybody else.
You're not. Let me finish.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, somebody needs to emulate Robert Hatter. Who in your circle?
I got you. Okay.
That makes it important to you to understand that, bruh. I feel you, man. You play in the NBA,
right?
But this is different,
right?
You gotta learn how to raise money, man.
Yes.
You gotta learn how to build a program. You gotta learn how to put schedules together.
Yes.
You gotta learn how to talk to Board of Regents. You gotta learn how to play golf. You gotta learn how to do all these other things. I know you can go in there and be fast talker and talk to the mom and get your son to come there. Yeah. That ain't the skill set we talking about.
That's a good one. Keep going.
You see what I'm saying, Coach?
Keep going. I like that. Keep going.
Coach, I'm gonna give you a golf analogy. That dude may know them clubs. That caddy may know them clubs all day long. But they can't hit that dude that hit that ball like Bryson DeChambeau, whatever his name is. You can't hit that thing like Tiger. I don't care how well Steve, whatever his name is, knew those clubs. He ain't Tiger Woods. Different skill set, Coach. Different skill set. So a lot of us think, oh, well, I don't need to work on becoming a better coach. Why not? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with going to a coaching clinic? I don't need to work on, I don't need to go to a leadership class. Why not? What's wrong with becoming a better leader? We got to be careful, man. Because here's the deal. You're not going to get it on your terms. People get mad at me all the time when I say this stuff. Hey, man, that dude got all his circle of friends. How you going to crack that bubble? That's a bubble over there. We talking about bubbles? That's a bubble. That's a bubble. How you going to crack that bubble? So you think you're going to crack that bubble by doing what? Doing what you want to do? Or figuring out what's going on in that bubble? Hatter, when you go to those meetings, you need to know what's going on in that bubble.
Yeah, you're right.
You can have all your mindset and,
Yeah.
man, I'm going to go do this, man.
No.
Bruh, don't work like that. Well, it's not fair. I should better wear my hair like this. I should better put these earrings on. I should better do this. Okay, you're right. Right. Don't start your own business, though. And I'm not saying everything's, dude, I'm telling you what I deal with these kids every day and this new generation where they're thinking that everything is just, it's all about what's equal and what's this and what's that. And they think that racism and stuff don't exist anymore, or classism or ageism or sexism, that it doesn't exist. And I'm saying that it does. It does exist. It may not be as prevalent until
we know it exists. Yes. Yeah.
Until you know who became president and embolden people.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that we have a responsibility. If you want that, you're talking about Don Staley, but we have to make sure that people understand you have to be well-rounded. You have to develop yourself holistically. I'm not saying you got to be what they call a quote unquote sellout. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm not telling you not to be proud to be black. What I am telling you is you better know how to deal with them people. You better understand. You better learn how to speak that language. Because when you go to a different country and you don't know how to speak the language, you get killed or you die or something bad happens to you. It's no different in that sport. The same way, if they want to come from the other side of the tracks, outside of the track, they better learn the language too. Okay. If the problem is we got more what they want when it comes to resources than they want of what we got. You see what I'm saying?
Say that one more time.
We want to live in the big neighborhood. We want the nice car. We want the nice office. We want that. And I'm not saying that everyone that's like us doesn't have anything. I'm not saying that. I don't want to insinuate that. Right. I'm just saying because we've been devoid of all the best cut of the meat for so long in this country, we're all trying to, what rich means to us. Rich means to us they don't have to mean what rich mean to them.
Right. It's subjective.
It don't have to mean the same thing.
Right.
Right. So my thing is, in order for us to get to that, we got to start changing some things, bro. We got to listen, man. I'm gonna say it again, Hatter. Come on. You got a topical cream, as I said before. You got a skin irritation on your skin, right? And you're saying I need to go to Walmart or I need to go to CVS and keep buying that lotion and putting them chemicals on me instead of saying, you know what? Maybe I need to get my blood checked. Maybe something going on the inside. Maybe it's something I'm eating. See, black folks, we want to keep putting the topical cream on. We cool with that because guess what? Sometimes that's okay. But if for again the treatment, right, Hatter? But if you're interested in the cure, let's go find out what's going on the inside. So I'm telling us, let's find out what's going on the inside while we keep making a decision. Listen, man, I'm not asking people to change. I'm proud to be black. There's a lot of things that are good that come with being black, and there's some I won't say there's disadvantages. There's just some challenges. And what I'm gonna meet those challenges head on.
So you said. So you telling these coaches, just because you didn't graduate, just because you're a coach, just because you're here, don't mean you're gonna get the job. They got to be nimble. They got to learn. You what you saying? It's just
great word, nimble. You got to be nimble. You got to be. Yes. You got to. Hey, listen, man. Let me tell you something. My mama walked me out that door 30-some years ago and said, "Hey, son, you got to be twice as better." My same mom is still telling me the same thing, bro. You got to be twice as better. And so I can do two things, Hatter. I can do two things. I can complain or I can compete. That's it. It ain't fair. So
somebody told me the other day.
I can complain or I can compete.
Somebody told me the other day, they say you might be stuck, Chris, because you're pushing a door that you're supposed to pull.
Okay, I like that.
Maybe some of these coaches are trying to push a door that need to be pulled. I'm just trying to pull some information. I'm sorry.
But you're saying the same thing I'm saying.
Yes.
So they thinking that, so you're saying, if I'm a coach, or if I go get the players, or if I do this, I should be the coach. No, man, that's some other skill set you got to have, bro. You need to be pulling that door. But you also got to want to listen to the people that are telling you, bruh, like, for instance, Hatter,
Come on.
you've been a contract advisor. There's a young kid that wants to be a contract advisor.
Okay.
And he's hey man, Mr. Hatter, you got to do it this way. This is the new way to do it. You're like, son, no matter what you tell me, there are certain things that are always gonna be what it is. You're right. We can put his money over here, and they can make it look like this, and they can sort it and do all that. Right? You're right. Oh man, you know what? We can put a video up on social media. You're right. That's
well, you've been reading my mail, but keep going. Keep going.
But when we sit down with that mammy, as you say, and we sit down with that pappy, you know what you're fighting.
Huh?
You ain't fighting new age. You ain't fighting technology.
Nah.
Come on now. You fighting ignorance.
Yes.
Right? And you fighting history. That's what you
Say it one more time, Chris Walker.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
You're fighting ignorance, it's what they just don't know, and history.
It ain't the bells and whistles.
No.
Okay, the bell. Because even if Robert Hatter had the whistles, he still got to fight.
I still got to fight. Hey, I had a fight yesterday.
I'm trying to tell you.
Fighting every day.
Coach, we are in 2021. We still saying it's the first black man to ever be the president of this company.
There you go.
In 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, man. And we think the fight is over?
Can we get one quick break in? Can we get one quick break? And I'm going to let you take us
man.
home. Boy, I love when you come on the show. Chop shop. We'll be back in a minute. Boy, you read my mail, man. I had to watch you. You knowing too much.
Ignorance in history, dog. Ignorance in history.
Hey there, everyone. Tammy Allen here, your relationship coach. Tell me, do you and your partner feel like you're struggling to communicate and have begun living like roommates? No need to worry. I can teach you new, healthy communication skills to improve your relationship. I provide coaching via teleconferencing from the convenience of any location, including your own home. Call me today to schedule your first appointment at 713-597-4499, or you can find more information at my website, www.allencounselinggroup.com. I look forward to working with you.
This is a love letter for remembering. Now, this is a love letter for knowing.
I'm Jensen McCrae. From The Undefeated, we present Love Letters to Black Women. Letters about your strength, beauty, confidence, and wisdom.
Dear brown skin girl, be unapologetic, with no fear of reprimanding. Your brown skin will stand out, so you might as well be outstanding.
And real talk about the day-to-day challenges of being a beautiful Black woman.
And I shouldn't have to apologize for saying that I can be the best.
Some of the biggest names in sports pay homage to the magnificent Black women in their lives.
I can't forecast your journey, but if my destiny is simply to watch you fulfill yours, then I will live a grateful life.
A Love Letter to Black Women, starting March 29th on ESPN+.
Coach Stringer, an example, a mentor, an icon. I have admired you as a coach for so many years, as a player and later coaching against you. So much of what we are able to accomplish in women's basketball today is because of what you have done. And you have done it in such an elegant way, reminding the rest of us in the profession that doesn't have many African American women to set the example for being successful, being respectful of the game, and having great character when it comes to coaching young women. You are such a powerful voice in our game, our profession, and never more than when you reach back to those who aspire to continue your legacy of growing our game. Whenever we cross paths, you always take time to share your vision and wisdom to remind me that what we do as African American coaches has impact beyond our programs and our immediate communities. I have always embraced my role as a dream merchant for my players, but it took your vision to expand mine, to remind me that my reach goes beyond those I see every day. With incredible grace, you tell us what it is to come on our coaching journey. Give us a head start in thinking about what we will face, but always let us find our own way. From just one of the many who have benefited from your road to each of these 1,000 career victories, Congratulations and thank you. I am so proud of the enormous impact you have had on players and coaches. I can only hope to follow in your footsteps towards something as great as 1,000 wins, and more importantly, as immeasurable as the impact that you have had on so many young people. Thank you, Coach Streamer. Sincerely, Dawn Staley.
Man, I love Women Rock Wednesday, Chris.
Let me tell you something, man. Did you see? Think about what I think about. I tell people all the time. I look at everything, right? Two things that stood out when you saw it. I love that because it comes back to a point. I'm circling back.
Come on, baby.
I said when you look at the boys' side, you see a bunch of black basketball players that are boys. They showed Vivian Stringer. What did you see?
All black
Come on,
girl.
Doc. I'm trying to tell you. People don't understand. Look at Dawn Staley team.
Yes.
That's her hero, man.
Yes.
The way some of them people yell about Gino,
yes.
and the way they used to yell about Pat Summit, God rest her soul. Dawn Staley said, I gotta lift Vivian Stringer to let y'all know what's possible. But who lifting Dawn Staley? See, I'm telling you, man, like we don't sometimes we got. I love Beyonce. She great. She great. But that's a whole nother world. This sports world, coach, that we in, that's what our culture's in. We in that sports world.
We in the entertainment too, Chris. But we just don't
like the sports world.
We can't we don't control as much in entertainment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But coach, what are we talking about right now? We're talking about control.
Yes. Yes. You're right.
We're talking about control. How can we get control?
You're right.
When our kids growing up.
Chris.
And we live in a sports dominated culture.
Chris, Chris, I never forget. I said something a few weeks back. I got a little backlash from my own folks, but I'm like you. When I'm getting backlash from them, I know I'm on to something. Chris, all I said was, when the high school basketball coach and the summer coach ever realize how much power that they have, the power that they have. The summer coach, I'm talking about if they ever got together with each other and said, man, we got this power, they can put a guy like Jawan Howard, Mike Boyd, Penny Hardaway, all of them guys, Leonard Hamilton, Chris Walker, into the Final Four every single year. We got the power. We just don't. Chris, a lot of power we have, we don't use.
Well, first of all, it ain't a lot of us. That's number one.
Okay.
So the more of us in there, the better. But Hatter, here's the deal. Here's what you face. Two things. Okay. Right. And I'm gonna put it out there. You respond to them.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the scenarios out there and you respond. Okay. They say you want overtime, Hatter, so I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. Come on.
Your show.
Come on.
So
no, this is your show.
You have black AAU coaches.
Okay.
Right. They made a ton of rules. The NCAA made a ton of rules around what they call the third party.
Okay.
The handler. How many? You remember that team called the Texas Titans?
Yes.
Flying on private planes?
Yes.
They ain't talking about them.
Nobody said nothing about them.
But they handlers too. They third parties too. You know who they talking about? You know where I'm going.
Keep going.
So the NCAA make all these rules around that. Right? That's number one. Those guys that are in those situations, when you go to them and say, hey, man, if you give Patrick Ewing to John Thompson, he will be one of the greatest coaches ever. If you give Carlos Williamson to Nolan Richardson, he will be in the Hall of Fame. Hey, man, hey, Penny, if you go play for Larry Finch, he will be one of the best coaches. Dude,
preach. Keep talking, man. Good talking.
I'm trying to tell you what I know. But what will happen is.
Yep. Come on.
I hate to say it.
Come on, say it.
Harriet Tubman had that who? Who was Harriet Tubman with? With Willie.
Oh, Willie. Yeah.
Willie who doesn't work for a black coach says, oh man, that don't matter. You don't want to go do that. Why would you go do that just because the coach is black? Until they get a what, Hatter? They get a job. So you're dealing with the AAU coaches who want to get love from the high level guys, right? They want to be, they don't realize that they can build a program with a coach. If you take an inexperienced coach, bro, and you give them all the best players, they're going to win, man. Okay, yeah, you can talk about, adjustments, this, that, this, and that. But you give an inexperienced coach 4 or 5, the Fab Five, he's going to win. Mm-hmm. The Fab Five didn't win that championship either, by the way, just so you know.
Right.
They didn't win that championship.
Right.
But that dude's going to be successful. Kay Cunningham, one dude went to Oklahoma State, and Mike Boynton got 7-year contract extension. But you know what we do, Hatter? Let me tell you what we do. God bless the Cunningham family. God bless. I don't care how it happened. They do it all the time.
God bless them.
We need more athletes saying, hey, man, I want to see Robert Hatter
win.
Live on that big house on the golf course. That's what I want to see. Because somebody getting the money regardless, Hatter.
With his own golf cart.
Somebody, but they don't understand that somebody got to make the deal, Hatter.
Somebody, right? Yes.
Somebody gonna get the money.
Yes. It might as well be one of us.
It don't matter. It's slotted. It's slotted. They already tell you what you can make. So guess what you have the power to do as a player? Choose who make the percentage off of it.
Hold on. Terrell Buckley.
Oh my God.
Go look up this. Go look at his name. Terrell Buckley. Go look up this name, y'all. Our first ever client ever. Okay? Came to Houston. He hung out with me. He saw the stuff I was doing. I went to the dentist. He said, I took him around with me. He said, man, everywhere I went, everywhere you took me, you supported black businesses. It's years ago. It's almost 30 years ago. I'm just not talking about this right now. 30 years ago. He said, man, that's one of the reasons I wanted to sign with y'all. He said, Coach Webb, he said, whoever get me, gonna make the money. Whoever represents me, I'm gonna be a top pick, gonna make the money.
That's right.
I'd rather be you, because I know you ain't gonna go buy no white sheets and put over your head. This a young boy from Pascagoula, Mississippi said this. You ain't gonna go buy no white sheets with eyes to put on your head. I know that you're not gonna go do that. This is a young man coming out of college. He was supposed to be the next Deion Sanders. Rich man now.
Florida State.
Yeah, rich man now. But he said that. Think about this. When Penny first got out of college, his first transaction we did, I wanted him to form a relationship with Tri-State Bank. Go look it up. Black Bank in Memphis, Tennessee. 30-some years later, he still got a relationship with that bank. Y'all,
Coach,
I'm not just telling you this stuff. I'm living this stuff. But keep going.
Exactly. But Coach, and so when people chop me up about LeBron, I be like, yo, man, you think them people like what that dude doing?
No.
You're crazy.
No.
You think that dude is pushing Maverick Carter right in y'all face? And y'all
oh my goodness.
You gotta deal with him. He pushing Rich Paul in your face.
Yes.
You got to deal with him.
Yes.
You understand that? Whether you like it or not.
Not.
You got to deal with that dude right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why that dude is dangerous. That's why he got Kevin Durant. Man, Blake Griffin got a show right now, saw on TV. He's making them dudes understand you are truly more than an athlete. Use your money. Invest in these companies. That is how wealth is built. Stop keeping your money in the bank and thinking it's going to draw interest. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Wealth don't grow. You got to build it, Coach. It don't grow like it on the tree. You got to build wealth. And it's scaring folks because every kid want to be LeBron, but they need to see the ancillary thing LeBron is doing. You know what LeBron is doing? The ancillary things. He's saying, if Chris Walker make it, first thing he gonna do is, hey man, we got to get the Chop Shop. Let's get that on Sirius XM radio. That's what they scared of. They ain't scared of me making it, Coach. They scared of my mindset.
But Chris,
I'm gonna bring my people with me.
Chris, but a lot of our guys, I'm gonna just tell you now, everybody ain't like LeBron. Some of these guys don't want their friends to have that much power. LeBron is so secure, and he is. When he made the deal, y'all notice when he made the deal with the Boston Red Sox, Maverick is a partner in that. Let me repeat that. When they made the unprecedented deal with the Boston Red, who they built a relationship over 10 years because they both, that same group, when it bought in on that soccer team over there, Chris. Chris, let me tell people about investment.
Coach, what Jay-Z say? What Jay-Z say? You want to see how rich a dude is? Look at his friends. Come on, man.
Oh, that's why I love the jiggle.
You want to see a real stone cold dude?
Look at his
friends. Don't just look at him. What his friends do? Because a real dude take care of his boys. A real dude.
Put them in positions of power instead of giving them things. Check this out, Chris. You know, because I blessed enough that know about this a little while ago. You know, have tips. If you brought a Tesla S in 2012, a Tesla S, you're a $77,000 car would be worth today $40,000. If you bought it in 2012, telling you now, I know what I'm talking about. You bought it in 2012, paid $77,000 for it. That car's worth $40,000 now. Just go look. You're talking with me. But if you had invested that same $77,000 in Tesla stock, you would have $7 million today. Invest your money instead of buying material things. Homeboy, I seen this happen. Think about it, Chris. If you had invested, see, we don't think like that. We don't even talk about it that much on the show. Because
Coach,
I ain't trying to get nobody no
what did I tell you? The two words: ignorance and history. We don't understand it, and we got a history of not having nothing. I'm just being honest with you. It's the reason why our kids are a lot smarter than us, man.
Yes.
They got more access to stuff,
yes.
Right? They're more exposed to stuff. It's the reason why generations are smarter than the generations behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Chris,
it's reason.
Chris, I love talking to my son. We don't talk about basketball no more, Chris. We talking about him being a captain of industry. I mean, it's just, I sit back and just said, y'all don't understand.
Hey, Hatter, think about this, Hatter.
Yeah.
I'm only saying Houston because I'll say Houston, Dallas, because I know Houston. A lot of our people know Texas.
Yeah.
You go to River Oaks and you go to Highland Park, okay?
Yes, sir.
Two historical areas.
Yes.
And I want people to think about this for a second. Wouldn't it be unbelievable? I don't know if it'll be in our lifetime, that we had neighborhoods that looked like that were all black people.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, first of all, dare to dream. Dare to dream. Because right now that's a dream, okay? How can that happen? Tell me how that can happen, Hatter. We can sit there and put up and say all the useless platitudes, education, or make sure we do the right thing, or do this.
So you
tell me how that's possible.
So your parallel is we can have a River Oaks and a Highland Park now, but in the past we had Prince George County in Maryland, yeah.
Yep, big time.
Yeah, big time, been there. Tantalian one of the subdivisions over there.
And Baldwin Hills in LA.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Chris, what do you tell?
Again,
tell me what you mean.
We talk, but hold up though.
Okay.
We're talking about we got it's different now. River Oaks and the other place
ain't nothing like them.
Passed down. That's wealth passed down.
Yes.
I don't want. I hear what B Scott's saying.
Nah.
We ain't talking about building new houses.
Yeah, that's new money right there.
Exactly.
You talking about generational wealth that we used to have. So you saying we used to have a lot of stuff. What are you saying? Where did it go?
I'm saying, where can we? Let's think. Let's right now today.
Let's start now.
Okay. We're talking about getting 1% better every day.
Okay. All right.
Right now today, say, you know what? How can we as a community have that type of gumption to dream that that's possible for us? Because I'm telling you, man, sometimes we just don't believe it's for us. We don't believe that's for us, man.
I never thought
that's
that
how
way.
They live. That's not how we live. We're not supposed to have Whole Foods in our neighborhoods. We're supposed to have a corner store. Fresh, whoa, organic food. What's that? Is that a syllable? Is that math? What's organic? We don't believe that's for us, bro.
Chris. So you said get 1% better every day. Chris, we got people and their kids thinking like that now.
I'm just making it. I'm just giving.
Well,
How about for the ones that don't?
Okay.
And even when you get down about it, my thing is, and I'm not trying to de-emphasize sports. My point is, there's other ways to get to where we're trying to get to, but we got to have a mindset of this is for us, and this is something that's achievable if we put a plan in place and we're intentional about how we're going to get there. Not foreseeing it, not saying that there won't be obstacles.
Okay.
I said the other day, our GPS is different than their GPS. Our joint gets scrambled all the time. Okay.
Okay. I got you.
You know, I was laughing at the other day. I said, "Damn, they was playing. They was doing. It was I was with the guys at the studio, and they were in I forget the race car the car race they had the other day up in I can't remember the race car race. I mean the car race. It escapes my mind right now. But they had dirt on the track.
Oh, okay.
I was like, "Yo, man, well, why they got dirt on the track? like they can't make them go faster, and it's got to be more dangerous." Right, than a regular track. And then it came to my mind, man, that's probably how it was for us, how we had to ride. Because
the dirt, maybe it was the dirt track. It was a dirt track race, though, Chris.
No, this is the first time they did it in 40 years, or something like that. They brought it back.
Oh, NASCAR had a dirt race? See,
yes.
Chris, let me tell you something. As you know better, you do better, right?
Right.
I graduated from NASCAR.
Okay.
I'm a Formula One man now. Chris, when you get off this app, I want you to write this name down. You got to Google Sir Lewis Hamilton. He just got knighted by the Queen. Oh, he just won. He just, Chris. They made some new rules this year, Chris. So
because of him.
Yes. So his Mercedes car won't be as strong. So the Red Bull car from Honda can be strong. So hold up. That Red Bull, they put some restrictions on it, Chris. Told Mercedes, you can't do this. Everybody got to catch up. And he still beat him, Chris.
And
no, we ain't talking about no damn Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace ain't won. I love Bubba. We ain't talking about Bubba. Sir Lewis Hamilton is the man. He the one, Chris. When he won run race, after every race, Chris, you win, you get to choose who your engineer of the day is. Who engineer, because F1 is like Top Chef Liquor. He ain't lying. Like Top Chef Liquor. Chris, you get to the first another first black woman that ever been on the podium because of the Lewis Hamilton Foundation initiative to get black kids into STEM, not people of color, black kids into STEM and everything so they can get these high-paying jobs. He said, I'm tired of when I go to the track and everybody look like me. Chris,
No, don't look like.
It don't look like me. Chris, go watch. It's early in the morning because they all over the world. Chris, before
but I hold up. I want you to back up a little bit about the Bubba Wallace thing, because that is Jordan. That is the first.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Bubba Wallace hadn't won yet. No. You don't. Lewis Hamilton is the Michael Jordan of racing. Bubba Wallace have not won anything yet.
Now I'm talking about driving for Jordan, though.
Yes, it's brand new. This new this year. Right. No, but don't you have to accomplish something first? But we can talk about him. But let's talk about. Hold up. Let's talk about Lewis Hamilton.
I got you.
Got an initiative that's getting young black kids into engineering to go get some of these six-figure jobs that's in NASCAR. That's in Formula One. He got a whole initiative. Chris, before every start of every race, they said we race as one. Because of the George Floyd thing, everybody kneels. They get out and kneel at Formula One, one of the most racist things in the world, organizations in the world. That's why I'm talking about Lewis Hamilton. Love Bubba Wallace.
He's about it. I say he's about it. I mean, I've seen some stuff on him.
Yeah, Chris. And Chris, hold up, Chris. His contract was up this year. Guess what he told Mercedes? He drive for Mercedes. I'm just going to sign a 1-year deal. I wonder where he got that from.
Come on, man.
I wonder where he got that from.
He know his value.
Hold up. When his dad, who was managing him and who was the reason for him in NASCAR, used to work 4 jobs for him. Yeah, I'm going to talk about him today. 4 jobs just for him to be a racer, go-kart racer. He had to do the hardest thing in the world. He had to fire his dad as his manager, right? Check this out, Chris. Guess who he called for advice?
Who?
Beyonce, because she had went through the same thing. She had to fire Matthew. They called and talked about it. And guess what he said about his dad? He loved his dad. He said, I got tired of every time me and my dad go to dinner, it was business. I just wanted my dad. I just wanted my dad. He won. He broke all kind of records, Chris. You got to go. He broke all kind of records. And guess who was there? His dad. He said, man, I got to find my dad. And he hugged his dad. Those the kind of industries, y'all. Yes, we can be a basketball player. But let's get some STEM training. And the Lewis Hamilton Foundation gonna make sure you have some money to further it. Chris, it's just.
But here's the deal, though. I'm just telling. I'm not trying to be a devil's advocate.
I don't care about you being a devil.
But hear what I'm saying. If we go start the Robert Hatter and Chris Walker STEM Research STEM Academy tomorrow, the question is, how many people gonna really support it? Or really gonna buy into, because you know what we're fighting. We're fighting what? Ignorance?
Yeah.
And history. History says that the only way I can be rich is to bounce a basketball. When you know, and I know how the numbers are just ridiculously against you. Ever being able to do that. History says, well, the only way I can be successful is I gotta be James Brown or Beyonce. History will tell you that's not true. But a whole lot of people will lose their lives and lose their dreams and have their dreams deferred and deterred and trashed because they believe what they see on that TV and what they want you to see, and they don't have the right circle or right support network around them that can talk them out of that craziness. Remember I tell you before, it's a full contact sport.
Guess what? I love how you be the naysayer, but let me tell you. A young black man from Memphis, Tennessee, Robert Hatter. After about 2 years of researching Formula One, they coming to America. They're gonna be in Austin. F1 coming to America. Robert Hatter gonna be a special guest. I'm gonna be a special guest in Austin that week. I'm trying to figure out A boy from Memphis, Tennessee, who grew up talking about he was going to be a basketball star. Now thinking, so guess what? I'm thinking this going out on this airwaves. Maybe some young man might say, what about Formula One? Chris, this is the importance of a platform like this. It's some people out here ain't never heard of Formula One. I'm going to be a special guest at a Formula One in Austin, Texas, where Alfio went to school. Dude, this stuff, man, we got, what you just said.
It's exposure, man. It's exposure.
We got, hold up. We got to stop thinking we can't live in Revokes. You just said
That's
that.
right. That's my point. We think that's not for us. Oh man, that's they supposed to have that.
No.
Struggle. No, we need to struggle. That's how you build a muscle. Hey man, you listen, man. Ain't nobody trying to be a bodybuilder. We trying to get paid around here, man.
Man, we do. That's how Michael Jackson, excuse me. About 7-8 years ago, I'm in Miami kicking it. Just having fun. I think for something. I don't know what it was. Maybe in Zoe Summer Group, something. Michael Jordan, General Counsel Fred Whitfield. He Googling. He said, Hatter, what you doing? I said, man, I'm just chilling on the beach. He said, man, get off the beach. I got a car coming get you. Meet me at the Homestead Raceway, NASCAR. This was years ago before Michael even thought about getting to this. Fred Whitfield was there. Guess what? Building the blocks and building the relationship that bring Michael Jordan. Now he's a team owner. Chris, this happened I think might have been 10 years ago. I go to my first NASCAR race at Homestead. I'll never forget it. I was on the beach. They took me off the beach while all of us was having fun and took me out there, and it changed my whole way of thinking. So NASCAR got me to talk. I don't know how I can.
But see what we know what he did? He exposed you to.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. For us, we got to expose kids. If there's not enough people like us that are around that show people that there are other ways to get somewhere besides sports, why would they think anything different?
I got you. I'm with you.
So they don't understand that you can have a great life being Robert Hatter. But if Robert Hatter doesn't expose them to it, how would they know?
Why you think I'm on this show telling them about it, right? Some people might frown up at. I'm just telling you what happened.
But man, charity and education start where, brother?
At home.
At home. So they gonna listen to your parents before they listen to anybody else, right? They the first line of defense.
Chris, I'm gonna show you how crazy it is, Chris. On March 28th, when is March 28th? That was last week, right?
2 days ago.
They was in Bahrain, okay? Over there, a little island off the coast of Saudi Arabia over there. If you ain't never been there. April 11th, they're gonna be in China. This the Formula One tour. April the 25th, they hadn't announced that one yet. But May 9th, they're gonna be in Spain. May 23rd, they're gonna be in Monaco. So if y'all don't see me May 23rd, y'all know where I'm at. If this shot work all right tomorrow and I'm all right, oh, Chris, I get my second shot tomorrow, and they said 2 weeks after that. So if I'm not, hold up, Monaco, June 6th in Casablanca. Hold up, Chris. June 13th, the Formula One gonna be in Canada. In June 27th, Chris, Austria. July 18th, Chris, 8 days after my birthday, they're going to be in the United Kingdom, where Lewis Hamilton is from. Mark that date. August, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy, Russia, Singapore, Japan, USA. In October, Mexico City, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Brazil. This where these people go. This they tour. That's why we don't know nothing about it. I just had to share that with. Some made me share that with y'all today. Cause we might Austin, Texas, Rick Brown. I'm gonna give it to you, baby. Rick Brown, Austin, Texas. Let me, I got it on the calendar. Here it is. October the 24th. Be there or be square. Y'all can come hang out with me. But no, Chris, I'm glad we shared that. Because guess what? People don't know.
Hey man, life is about exposure, man. And that's what in the smallest to the biggest thing to the smallest thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that this is something that everybody should do, but going to
Right.
Villanova changed the way I saw the world. From Houston, I go to Villanova. Oh my God, wow! I didn't even know this stuff existed. Dude, let me tell you something. This is a true story. And anybody from Houston, probably not, they won't attest to this. But living in New York, Chinese takeout's a big deal, right? Chinese takeout is not a big deal in Texas.
No.
When I was a kid growing up in Houston, and everybody gonna think it sounds crazy as hell what I'm about to say. My mom and everybody used to say, "Oh, they cook dogs." Like those smoke crazy stuff. Like what?
They told me that. That's why I don't eat Chinese food.
So when I went to college, some Chinese food. This is what I said. Man, they make that with dogs. Man, they looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you? Are you from Mars? What are you talking about? But that was my exposure. I didn't know any better.
Right.
Dude, I was so poor when I grew up. This is the real truth. I was so poor when I grew up. I didn't know what a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW was until I got to college.
Well, how in the hell you have an Eastern bat then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were so poor. How in the hell you get an Eastern bat? That nobody have no Eastern bat. Chris, you can't come on, Chris.
No. Real talk though. Real talk. I thought if you had a long Cadillac, remember those long Cadillacs? I know Rick know what I'm talking about. Them long Cadillacs back in the day, them DeVilles and all that. I thought if you had one of those, you was a dude.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Until I went to college, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
What's that right there?
Yeah.
It's a BMW. Oh, what's a BMW? What's a Mercedes? What's a Saab? I didn't know what those cars were. I thought if you had I'm just telling you.
Chris, you didn't have
about exposure.
Did you have older brothers?
No.
Who was your handler? Who was your handler back then? Did you have a handler?
Handlers back then? It's a different world, bro. It's a different world back then.
But Chris, I guess I'm blessed enough because I had older brothers and sisters, and my sister, she'd come on the show sometime.
Rick's stupid, man.
It was so crazy. Who was that? No, but what's so funny, Chris?
Rick's stupid, man. You can't read what that dude said, man.
What'd he say?
Some Asian spots have been known to have questions. Come on, Rick, you know what's going on in the world right now. You can't say that, man.
Yeah. You see how I got off that subject. But Chris, I'm a guy that don't like to eat sushi. Everybody tell me, well, if you hang around me, you're going to go to Scoops. No, I'm going to have you going to Gus's and French's and eat some chicken. I'm going to have you going to the 13. I just don't like it. I tried it, and I didn't like it. Is that okay? Am I a bad guy because I don't like sushi?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Do you eat it? Do you eat it?
No, not really. But
Okay.
I could, but I don't. I mean,
I just don't.
It's not my choice of cuisine, but there's something for everybody at everything. So
yes,
I'm just, my only point is when I was trying to be somewhat funny is that
Keep going.
I just did not know. It was straight ignorance.
Right.
Like and then all of a sudden I started eating. I said, man, this is just as good as everything I eat. But because I didn't know, and think about it, when you have that ignorance and you're afraid to jump outside of that, right?
You ain't gonna do it.
When it's talking about racism, when it's talking about finances, and you're afraid to talk and afraid to want to be better. Come on, man. That's what's happening in the world right now. You can't afraid to punch to push the envelope. Trying to, like I said before, what's the right thing to do?
What you said about being afraid? That's what Diane Nash said. Diane Nash said, if I can ever get us a bastard fear, Bobby Kennedy, you can't scare me. I got my will. If they gonna kill me, they gonna kill me. Okay.
That's right.
I took it.
That's right.
Fear. That's what they said they had to overcome. Fear.
Let me tell you something, man. Fear has two functions.
Okay.
It can make you do bad. It can be a motivator to make you not do something, or it can make you say, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna conquer it. It can do two things to you. And sometimes fear is good. Don't get it twisted now. Sometimes fear is good.
Look at those nasty Bad Donnie. Quit being, but you know what, man? So that's why I pray for these people. But Chris, go on, wrap it up, man. I mean, I thank you, man,
good,
so
man.
much.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, Final Four this weekend.
What you got? When you come on? When you come on?
Saturday, Monday.
Saturday?
Friday, Saturday, Monday. I mean, whatever CBS Sports Network. We'll be on Friday, preview Saturday with the game, and then Monday with the game. we'll be on, and then
I got a question.
I'm just keep it moving.
I got a question. When y'all come on, then they switch to these other guys. What you be doing when they switch over and they let the other guys, they come on the set where they have the bleachers right there? Where you be then?
Oh, well, no, it's one full show. I'm sitting there waiting to go back on.
Oh, you sitting there? Okay, I thought you was in the green room somewhere.
Yeah, they switch it up. Everybody does different things and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was telling somebody the other day about how hard it is for us to achieve certain things. It took me a long time. I want everybody to watch every show that comes on ESPN or Fox, right? Okay. And I want you to tell me and CBS who is the former African American that was a head coach. The African American that was a former head coach that's sitting there talking on that television. I want you to watch all. You can watch Fox. You can watch ESPN. You watch them all. Watch them all. Right?
I know you won. Who is the other one?
And I want you. I'm trying to tell you to tell me the other one. There may be one if he goes, and Danny Manning might be the only other one if he's on TV. Yeah. But they kind of like muted him a little bit.
Yes.
But I'm saying my point is it's just not a lot of us on TV. That's my point about exposure. We can play the game, but we can't coach the game and we can't talk about the game. That don't make no damn sense.
That's a good way to wrap this thing up.
And you look at the analytics, how many of us are doing the analytics? That don't make no damn sense.
You got
everyone's playing the game.
That's why you went and founded an analytic company.
You damn right. Because that's what the money is in data.
You say you damn right.
The money is data, man. The money is in the numbers, man. No pun intended. The money is in the numbers. So we just got to continue to get, as I said before, man, whatever you do in your life, just try to get 1% better each day.
Okay.
Whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your job, whether it's at, with raising your children. But the last point I make is, remember, it's a full
Avery Johnson. Thank you, Trap Shot.
And Avery Johnson.
Yes.
Avery Johnson, because he works on the same network.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Trap.
How many shows is on TV?
A million of them. Yeah.
$1 million of them.
Yes. Not many. That's a good one. I never thought about that, Chris, because that's not my life. Now you done open up my eyes. I'm gonna make sure I make a conscious effort.
You're gonna be like, damn. You're gonna be like, damn. Every show the same. And now it'll be former players.
Yes.
Because again, a former player sees the world different than a former coach. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yes. Mark Jackson.
Exactly. Again, that's the pros. I'm talking about college, but
Mark you're talking about college. Okay, my bad.
Mark Jackson's another one. I'm just saying, like, from a national perspective.
Yeah, I got you.
Our voices are important, and we got to get more people on. He said, what about TNT? None of those guys, Shaq didn't coach, Charles didn't coach, Kenny didn't coach. And I'm just saying, like,
good point.
You get those guys on that platform, and again, those kids are watching.
Yes.
You know what? You can't be Charles Barkley, but you can be that guy right there and coaching you on TV. We got to give them options, man. That's why I say about that GPS. If you want to get to the moon, our thing go left, it go right, it go backwards, it go circles. The motherfucker, that thing go straight. It goes straight.
That's awesome, Chris. That's
no
awesome.
Curves, no mountains, no lakes.
Man,
what it is, bro.
Unbelievable.
I gotta run, man.
Me too. Chop shop. Hey, hold up. We're gonna slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing. But we out here. Thank y'all so much. See you tomorrow. Chop shop. We out.
Chop shop.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.